Okay, I think we're live. It is 109, 11/16/2025. It's halfway through the month of November here. Let's see here. We got, hope everybody's doing well. We got Mustang in here. Hello, Mustang. Good to see you. Paula's in here. Good to see Paula. Jaria's in here. Good to see Jari. I hope I'm saying that right. Good to see you in here. Let's see here. Mino Dino's in here. Good to see Mino Dino. Farmer's in here. Good to see Farmer. We got Big Fish is in here. Charles is in here. Good to see Charles. And it's Southern Gal. Southern Gal's in here. Hey, Southern Gal. Good to see you. Southern Gal's been very busy this week. Good to see Southern Gal in here, though. I think Farmer was doing a live too. I hope I didn't disrupt that. Good to see everybody in here. What else here? Let's see here. I haven't seen Heather around. I hope Heather's well. But anyways, good to see everybody. It's been a long week. Let's see here. I did post the I was going to post some of the stuff that I recorded last week. I did that. I got like 1,300 views on that, which is weird. I was going to go over there, but I was watching football, and then I've been watching a lot of these reaction videos here. And then I came across the case that I wanted to go over a few weeks ago, but I just didn't because it was kind of sad. But we'll go over that tonight. We're going to do the true crime cases of the week, and then I got a special at the end. There's Heather right there. Hey, Heather, good to see you. Missed you too. I hope you're well. Hope everybody's well. It's always good to see Heather in here. Heather's amazing. We got unindicted co-conspirators in here. Good to see unindicted co-conspirator. Shibby sent this. Thank you. Where the hell is Shibby? But anyways, let me get out of here. I'll play my intro and then I'll be back shortly. Carol's in here. Good to see Carol. I hope you're doing well too. Let's see here. Let's play an intro. Then we'll get going on these cases here. There's a lot to go over this week. Let's see here. Which one are we going to do? This one here. All right. I'll be right back. I think. All right, so we got a whole bunch of new people here. We can thank Shibby for that, wherever Shibby is. We got Miranda's in here. Miranda's not new, but we got Nicole Watson here. Good to see Miranda, of course. Hope Miranda's doing well. We got Nicole Watson here. We got, let's see here. Papa Steve is in here. Good to see Papa Steve. Elosa One is in here. I think we know who that is. We got Carol in here. Good to see Carol. Good to see everybody, technically. Trial Junkie's in here. Good to see Trial Junkie. Duck and Felonies is in here. Shibby sent me subbed. Looking forward to your show. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Hope Hope I don't, disappoint. Let's see here. Who else we got? Lisa Joe's in here. Where's Lisa Joe? There she is. Lisa Joe's right there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that whole thing because I think YouTube did something with people's YouTube names. It's like that with me too when I go into chats. I was at where was I last night? I was at Amy. Is it Amy? What's Amy's name? Amy G. Daisy asks. I noticed that too. But it's good to see everybody. Let's see here. Uh, you're pretty good. What does that mean? Just pretty good. I hope you're well. Tracy's in here too. Where's Tracy? Um, Again, we got really good creators in here. We got Southern Gals in here somewhere. We got uh, Paula's in here. Let's see here. We got. Did I just say Southern Gal? Southern Gal's in here. Farmer's in here. Farmer's awesome. But feel free to throw all your chats in here. I don't mind promoting good channels here. Farmer's amazing. There's Shibby right there. Thank you, Shibby. Appreciate it. Good to see you, buddy. Dino's in here too. So everybody's got channels. Go ahead and throw them in here if you want. Been trying to get some more subs for Peggy O and I just had Daisy asks, which is Amy G, I think. But Farmer's good too. Farmer needs subs too over there. All right. So, anyways, let's get into it. So let's go to the first one here. We're gonna go. Let's see here. Let me hide my face. There we go. That's better. And let's pull the first story up here. The second story is going to be absolutely horrible, so I don't want to start off with that one. They're all horrible, but this is kind of like an update on this case here. This is I remember this here. This is the autopsy was released for this missing teen that was found in a Florida pond, Birmingham. This is Giovanni Pelletier, who vanished in Florida after sending a desperate text to his mom that read, "Mom, help." His body was later found in a retention pond, leaving his family and community searching for answers. So the autopsy's out. I don't know if we're going to hear it in this, but this is this case here. I remember covering this a little while ago, but here we go. Did I stream this yet? Yes. Okay, let's go.
After sending his mom a chilling text that read,
Anybody remember this case?
"Mom, help." And in the hours after he was picked up by relatives, reports emerged of frantic, erratic behavior, and later, video captured him running along the road that night, nearly getting hit by traffic. And now,
we got Amy's in here too. Awesome. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Farmer is awesome. Farmer is Farmer. I mean, everybody in here that's got channels is great. Like I said, feel free to throw them in here. That's why everybody's got wrenches in here, because most people have channels. And there's Southern Gal right there. Thank you, Southern Gal. Mustang's got a great channel too. JC and all the Southern Gal's probably got the best channel on the planet. She's awesome. Can't say enough about Southern Gal. I was over there. When was it? Was it Thursday night? No, it wasn't Thursday night. It was probably Wednesday night. But anyways, okay, let's get on with this here.
the autopsy report has finally revealed how he died. We are going to break it all down with a homicide investigator. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
We won't be on this long. I just wanted to get the update on this autopsy here.
Now, before we get into this more, if you're into content creation online, you may be wondering how we here at Law and Crime Sidebar, we share so many strange and heartbreaking case of 18-year-old Giovanni Pelletier for months now, the North Carolina teen who vanished in Florida after being picked up by relatives and whose last text to his mom simply said, "Mom, help." His body was found a week later in a retention pond, too decomposed for immediate identification, and that clearly left so many questions unanswered. But now We are back with a new update, and it is an important update. The autopsy report has finally determined how Giovanni died. And while some details remain murky, the findings reveal a tragic mix of accident and rare health complications, and apparently no evidence of foul play. I want to start from the beginning. Giovanni Pelletier, 18-year-old from Raleigh, North Carolina.
I mean, regardless, this is just going to be devastating to his mother. I mean, nobody wants to hear this shit. Nobody.
The oldest of 5 kids. In late July, he traveled to Florida with his mom, Bridget, her fiance, and his siblings. The reason? You see, Giovanni wanted to reconnect with his...
Gretchen's here too. Good to see Gretchen. If I miss anybody, let me know. But Gretchen's in here too. And Carol's in here. I know I've said hi to Carol. Yeah, this is terrible. Terrible story.
His dad's side of the family. This is according to his mother. She told the media that he'd been born in Florida, lived there until about age 4, but had grown up mostly in North Carolina with his mom. And she said he was excited to get to know his paternal relatives, learn about his roots, spend time with family that he hadn't really seen for years. You fast forward to the early hours of Friday, August 1st. And according to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, at around 1:30 a.m., Giovanni was picked up in Englewood, Florida by a cousin and 2 of the cousin's friends. So the plan was to drive him about 3 hours to his...
Remember this? They had him on video running across, I think, one of the interstates or something like that. Or I forget exactly what they had. I'm pretty sure we'll see it here.
Grandfather's home in Brevard County. On paper, seems straightforward, right? Problem is, within just about half hour, things started to go sideways. Giovanni apparently sent texts to his mom, 2 in total, and even tried calling her. The problem was she was asleep. And one of those texts was simple but alarming. Quote, "Mom, help."
She'll never, ever, ever, ever get over that. Just such a sad thing. It's just, ugh.
Now, his mom, who was busy studying for a pharmacy board exam, told reporters that she didn't see the messages until later that morning at around 6:20 a.m., along with a voicemail from Giovanni's grandfather. The message from the grandfather suggested that there had been some sort of altercation during the ride and that Giovanni had been left on the side of the road in Manatee County. Well, almost immediately after he went missing, the family...
That's the reason, though, I wanted to see the toxicology, because you never know what you're going to get these days. You never know what you're going to get any day, but this is just terrible.
We launched a GoFundMe to aid in the search efforts. The post, it captured the desperation, the heartbreak that they were feeling. Written by Giovanni's aunt, it reads, "Our family is living a nightmare. My 18-year-old nephew, Giovanni Pelletier, has gone missing under deeply troubling and suspicious circumstances. The last time anyone heard from him, he sent a text to his mom that simply said, 'Mom, help.' So his mother immediately tried to contact Giovanni, but by the time she reached out, his phone and backpack had already been abandoned on the roadside. According to what she was told by the cousin who picked him up, the group had apparently smoked marijuana together after leaving Englewood, and Giovanni reportedly began to act erratically, cursing, panicking, even alleged...
I do know, I had a friend once that was, I don't know if he was a friend or not, but he was technically allergic to Mary Jane, so he couldn't smoke it at all. I don't know if he could do edibles or whatever, but he was highly allergic to it. I remember him once taking a hit off a joint, and he just literally fell like a board. Like he just one hit, he was out. And I wonder if that's what happened here. But Lisa Joe is here too. So there's Lisa Joe right there. I'm pretty sure Lisa Joe has a channel too. You got that Shibby bump. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Shibby's awesome too. Shibby's a great guy, even though he's from Canada. Awesome guy. Yeah, 18, that sucks. All right.
Allegedly pulling out a knife at one point. Now, the cousin said that they wrestled the knife away from him and Giovanni ran from the vehicle. Now, law enforcement reports, however, tell the story slightly differently. According to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, Giovanni had exited the car on his own and started running along the interstate. And in a groundbreaking development that we previously covered, Sheriff Rick Wells said that deputies were able to pinpoint Giovanni's location on traffic cameras. And though the footage is grainy, they say it shows him moving along the road and at one point almost.
I do agree with this though from Big Fish. I mean, I think it should be legal. I was just making fun of him for being Canadian. I'm 65% Canadian, so I feel like I can do that. Don't forget French Canadian. You got to say French Canadian, because if you say just Canadian, it's don't worry about it. I only talk to some people in chat too. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. This is just a horrible case here. This is just I could just imagine being in the mom's shoes right now. It's just got to be awful.
Getting hit by a truck.
Point him out right here. He's coming eastbound now. He's walking back.
Nearly Canadian. What's
westbound?
What does nearly Canadian mean? That's too funny. That's funny. French Canadian too. Yeah. We don't like to tell a lot of people that.
And there's a concrete barrier right here, and down here is where the pond is. So then we continue to check cameras, and we get lucky at a Lowe's, which is located on the west side of State Road 70. We have a camera that's pointing.
One of my favorite cities in the world, though, is Montreal, Canada. I mean, Montreal is just great place. Other than that, although I've been to Mont Blanc too, that's where I saw Inca Sun. That was a long time ago. I think in the late 80s. If you don't know who Inca Sun is, they're awesome.
At the embankment now that he comes down at 2:19 a.m. Play that, Ben. And I want you to stay focused right here.
See, this is the video I was talking about. I think. Yep. You see that? There he is right there.
Now that's a steep embankment. It's coming down there almost like an uncontrollable sprint. If you've ever gone down a hill, you know what I'm talking about. But the pond is right here at the edge of that embankment. I mean, the important thing that I want you to see, there's no one chasing him. There's no one around him. In fact, when he's coming down that embankment, the vehicle is 2 miles away. So there's no one in this area with Giovanni. There's no.
Yeah, he was found in what they call like a retention pond. Florida has a ton of those. He's lucky he wasn't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have. Pretty sure I have the video of where he was found somewhere, but he's lucky he wasn't ripped. I mean, there's alligators down there too. So
no one that's chasing him. He's by himself. Now, what we don't know is what happened when he hit that pond. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. The death is undetermined. So we know that we don't have anyone that comes down that embankment after him. They don't look.
We got Dom's in here. Good to see Dom's. It's a county next to yours.
Look for him. He's there. We believe until he was located by the family friend on Friday, the 8th. And we really don't know what happened once he got into the pond. And once again, I think anything that I say would be pure speculation.
I'd like to know where they got the pot from, though, because that would make a big difference. Like that's one of the reasons why I feel like it should be legal, because it would be a little bit better if it came from a dispensary. But you never know. I mean, pretty sure that would kind of limit that exposure.
We're still waiting for the ME to determine the cause of death, and we're also still waiting for the toxicology. So we don't have all the answers. we know this is the last sighting of him.
Boston Christian's here. Good to see Boston Christian. Me, Boston Christian, Charles, Farmer. We go back way back. Heather too. And Dino. We know Dino. I don't know if that's a good thing, but that's
that night.
So while the cousin described this altercation inside the car, official investigators focused on the moments after he left that vehicle. But I will tell you that even if these accounts do differ, police did say Giovanni's relatives were totally cooperative throughout the investigation. Now, meanwhile, his family, law enforcement, they coordinated searches across multiple counties. I'm talking deputies, K-9 units, drones, helicopters. They scoured the area. Family members, they launched search parties of their own. And despite these efforts, it took a week before a family friend found Giovanni's body in a retention pond near I-75 and State Road 70. His condition was in such bad shape that they had to rely on dental records. But authorities were eventually able to confirm that it was, in fact, Giovanni. And now, after months of uncertainty, there is finally a new development in Giovanni's case. The medical examiner has...
What's going on with your mom, Dom? Hope everything's okay. I'm going to do this one time, I think, tonight, so that Southern Gal doesn't think I'm throwing wrenches at people. If anybody wants a wrench, let me know. You don't have to do anything if you're a wrench. It's just that if you have a channel, you can throw it in here if you want, so you can promote your channel. I watched Dave when there was 2 viewers. Yep, Miranda's been here forever. So if anybody wants a wrench, let me know. Southern Gal will probably say duck.
determined a cause of death and a manner of death. But what does it really mean? How do experts interpret all?
This is why people live in Florida. Look at the water in the background here.
All the details from the autopsy, the
Is this on the? This must be on the eastern side, though.
Toxicology report, the other evidence. That's what we want to talk about. Okay, so to help us break it down and what the new developments are, I want to bring on somebody who can walk us through exactly what all of this means from an investigative standpoint. I'm joined once again by homicide investigator Chris McDonough. Chris, thank you so much for taking the time. It's good to see you.
Oh, it's Chris McDummy. After Dave's show, I just posted a UAP video for me and Abby's trip. It's wild. It's in the community. Oh, awesome. I'll have to check that out. Yep, there's Southern Gal right there. Duck. All right, so here we go. We'll listen to a little bit of this, and then I want to go on to the next one. But I was hoping we could get the autopsy here.
From your perspective, how unusual is it for a missing person case to involve this many jurisdictions, this amount of overlapping investigations? What are the advantages of that? What are the complications of that?
You know, this is a really interesting case, Jesse. I mean, the fact that you do have so many agencies involved, you have to.
That's interesting. I mean, that's why they put side effects on medicines, because, I mean, everybody's a little different. Everybody takes DRUGs differently. So I'd be interested to know where they got this pot, and it'd be interesting to know if they tested it for any other kind of issues.
To now nail down who's going to be the point. And typically, wherever the body is found, then the coroner's office or the medical examiner's office will become point of contact for that. And then the second.
Yeah, I know he's a good guy. Just I can never get that out of my head when GH calls him Chris McDummy.
Secondarily, wherever the victim originated, meaning if it's another jurisdiction, then they become the investigative agency. And if there are things like different jurisdictions, then each agency then plays a part, but they're not necessarily the point or the tip of the spear.
And when I talk about challenges, I have to mention that when you hear that Giovanni's remains were found after a week in a retention pond, how does that complicate finding out what happened? How does that complicate the investigation from a...
got Heather and Dino in here, though. I mean, they're both awesome. It's always good to see Heather. I hope she's well. Yes, Mustang's been around here forever too. You guys are all awesome. It could be that stuff there. But that's the problem when you just buy it off the street. You just never know.
Forensic standpoint.
Well, of course, the decomposition process depends on the heat, the moisture, and a variety of other factors that would play into it. The fact that there may be water.
No, I don't know who that is, but good to see Elosa in here for sure. Let's see, they have never missed a meal. All right, sorry.
In play here. If the body had, let's say, gone into that water, then immediately after death, the body will sink. And typically anywhere from 7 to 10 days, that body will then resurface as it expands, unfortunately, because of gases and a variety of other situations taking place. So in this case, if the body was in the water and had been under there for, let's say, 7 days, hypothetically, then of course you're going to have animal activity potentially, feeding off of the body, unfortunately. And then eventually as the body resurfaces, you may have secondary problems with animals. And that always complicates the forensic side of this thing, because you could lose immediately any kind of forensics evidence right off the bat once the body hits the water.
Fucking shibby. See whistling.
And then you add the animal activity, you add the heat, you add the sun. It becomes pretty rapid. A body can decompose very quickly, probably within 7 to 10 days in these types of circumstances.
There's an aspect to this, and it's understandable. Look, in every case, and there's a lot of questions here, but in a lot of cases.
Yeah, that's a good question too. Fentanyl thing. All right, just a few more minutes of this and then
The family wants to know immediately what happened here, rightfully so. Do family members, if they're conducting parallel investigations, does that help law enforcement? Do they work together? Is it a challenge in coordinating information and resources? Because look, I've seen before family members, the public, friends, they can sometimes find things out that law enforcement can't.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key, right, Jess? I mean, where they have to be communicating with law enforcement so that there aren't parallel crossovers. Because that then complicates an investigation, because of the investigators, if they find some, let's say, incriminating evidence and the family is just pushing and pushing and pushing, sometimes there's a strategy that you want to utilize, without tipping off that you have that information. So as long as that information is being shared collectively, and the agencies that are the point of the spear should have a liaison with that family, so those lines don't get crossed and that communication doesn't get get screwed up.
Okay. All right. So that's the end of that. I was hoping they'd come up with the what they found in there, but we probably never hear that. But I'll kind of keep. I'm terrified of fentanyl, but I love for surgery. Yeah. I mean, every drug, I guess, has its benefits and non-benefits. I guess I don't know what to tell you. It's just maybe I'll try to see if I can get that downloaded there, the autopsy. Okay, so now we're going to go on to this case here. This is just awful. And I'm going to put it right out there. This is just a terrible case, and it's very disturbing. But I figured I wanted to cover this a few weeks ago, but I wanted to wait because of all of the stuff that was going on. And anyways, this is the case of Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia, 11. And the story speaks for itself, but she was found obviously unalived in a bin. And she was missing for about a year. And this is one of those cases, again, where, look, I mean, I don't know how many times I got to say this. I don't know how many times I got to cover stuff like this here, but you see it all the time, and it seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And something's got to be done. I mean, this is just absolutely insane that these things happen, and nobody does anything about it. So let's here we go. This is just really awful. So this was done a few weeks ago, and then I'll try to play the latest on this here, but this is Mimi's story here.
Sense of a situation like this.
It's horrifying what happened to this child.
It's overwhelming. It's a little kid. It's a little kid.
This poor kid, like, just never. Oh, it's just awful. Just terrible. Just never had a chance.
Evidence indicates that Jacqueline was the victim of prolonged physical abuse and malnourishment prior to her death.
After responding officers made their initial discovery, the property of 80 Clark Street was established as a crime scene.
Those human remains were found here on Clark Street in the.
Okay, so let me know, and I'll do that. I don't understand where the fuck these parents are coming from. Why even have keep kids? Exactly. I 100% agree with that. All right, so let me know who wants a wrench, and I'll get you one. What was I just going to say? Nothing. I was going to say nothing. Oh, actually, I'm pulling up the information now. Hold on a second.
The backyard in a large container.
Jacqueline likely died in the fall of 2024 while her family was still residing in Farmington.
There were so many eyes on her before her death that nobody picked up on.
Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia's death has raised a lot of questions.
We want to know why, what happened.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Keisha Grant.
And I'm Mike Heideck. Horrific, heartbreaking, disturbing. Just some of the words being used to describe what happened to Jacqueline Torres Garcia. While police work to find justice for her, it is clear something or someone failed this little girl.
Without a doubt, this case has sparked a lot of anger, not just at the people charged in her death, but at the system as well. We'll take a closer look at that coming up. But first, we want to take you through the twists and turns of this complicated case. And there are so many. We do need to warn you, the details are difficult to hear. October 8th, 2025, an anonymous caller sending New Britain police to an abandoned property on Clark.
These cases here, these are the cases that really make me freaking angry because I just don't understand how things like this can happen. It just boggles my mind. You have, so-called safety nets for stuff like this here, right? Supposed safety nets for these things, and the safety nets are sometimes the problem because it seems like the safety nets that they have in place are probably, the worst possible types of safety nets. This stuff here, it's so unexcusable. It's just awful. How can this happen? It's 2025. It's not like the 18th century anymore. We have it's just horrible.
Street. What officers found set off an investigation that has shocked Connecticut and the world. The remains of a young girl, just 11 years old, found in a plastic storage container.
I don't understand. There's no way to wrap your head around this.
In the days following, pressure mounting on New Britain police to release more details. The community desperate for information.
As a mother, this makes me sick to my stomach to be standing here today with what we're about to tell you.
Those details ended up being more horrific than anyone could imagine. The little girl's name, Jacqueline Torres Garcia, known as Mimi to her loved ones.
She was my love. She was everything for me.
Investigators believe she had been dead for about a year.
Jacqueline's body was kept in the family's basement and subsequently moved when the family relocated from Farmington in March of 2025.
Police saying the people responsible were those closest.
Brian's here too. Good to see Brian in here. Another great creator. Brian's here. Yeah, she's just an adorable little kid. It's just found just a whole year. It took a whole year to find her. It's just, like I said, these are the cases. You know, it's like this. It's horrible, just unexcusable. Period. Harmony Montgomery, another case. I mean, there's cases all over the place. It's just why they let these parents have these children is just ridiculous.
This to Mimi, her mother, Carla Garcia, the mother's boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, both charged with her murder. Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, charged with child cruelty.
Now, I have to say, right, like this is the America's right, like so innocent until proven guilty. But you know, like if for some reason, right, if for some reason these people get convicted, the worst possible punishment is never enough for these people. It's just my opinion. Just
and unlawful restraint.
No child should ever have to endure such suffering.
Search warrants released by Farmington police this week detailing that alleged.
Oh yeah, I gave a couple of wrenches out. Let me know if those worked. Like I said, you don't have to do anything with the wrench. It's not like you're obligated to do anything. It's just if you have a channel, if you now know people have channels, feel free to throw them in here. I have no problem promoting good channels. So this is just a terrible. Just makes you angry. Just what's going on here.
Suffering. In a stunning admission, Carla Garcia allegedly telling investigators she and Nanita stopped feeding Mimi for approximately 2 weeks.
2 weeks. She admitted she and this guy here stopped feeding this child for 2 weeks. They better not plea this person out. I'm telling you, better not, because that's what it sounds like to me. She's probably admitting to this because they probably offered her a plea or something.
Prior to her death, police say she also admitted to restraining Mimi with zip ties and said Jacqueline Garcia sent her a photo showing the child zip-tied on the floor. The question on everyone's mind is how? How could this have happened?
Had there been any reports that she had been missing? Had anybody raised concerns, either from school districts or anybody, about where she had been for months?
No. The department.
How is that possible? Like my wife she works in the school system, and I tell her about these cases all the time. I just don't know. And this is New England, right? How does the school not get involved? Because I got 2 daughters. If my daughter misses 2 days from school, we get a call. For sure. I don't know what's going on. It's like,
Department of Children and Families revealing the agency has been involved with this family for more than a decade. Their interactions included a video call with someone Carla Garcia told DCF was her daughter, Jacqueline.
Look at this poor kid. Like, what did she do to deserve this kind of mistreatment? Like, just, it's annoying.
But
it's
that
so
happened
awful.
in January 2025, and the medical examiner believes she had died months earlier. A neighbor says Garcia brought this up when she spoke with her before her arrest.
She basically said she had somebody pretending to be her daughter.
Both DCF and the Office of the Child Advocate are conducting investigations. Meanwhile, anger is spilling over. Both in the courtroom and at the memorial site. A community devastated by the loss of a beautiful little girl whose life came to a brutal end 1 year ago, and nobody seemed to notice. And that is how we got here tonight. We have new video that shows Carla Garcia's arrest.
You can see officers at the door of her apartment located.
It seems like the one entire side of the family is involved. Like DFC podcast, he gives great advice. Each story for parents. I'll have to check that out for sure. He used to counsel children. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's a good. Like, this community is awesome. We have a lot of great creators in this community, right? That's why I don't have problems. I don't have a problem with promoting good creators because, you know, this stuff has to stop. And the only way that's going to stop, or at least kind of All right, buddy. That's Dino's code for I'm getting out of here. 3%. I'm gonna try to go do a GoFundMe for Mino Dino for a phone charger. Anyways, what the hell was I saying? Oh, yeah, great creators are awesome. So feel free to throw them in here. If you take off, Dino, have a great week. Thanks, buddy. Dino's awesome.
On Tremont Street in New Britain, Garcia is seen being placed into handcuffs and was taken into custody on October 12th, 4 days after her daughter's remains were discovered.
The suspects in this case all.
No, if it's an accident, right? Accidents happen, right? I mean, obviously you don't want accidents like this to happen, but if it's an accident, it's one thing. But this to me doesn't seem like an accident, and it's happening all over the place. It's getting crazy, and TCF is pretty much useless as tits on a bull. It just it passed the buck to somebody else. That's what they do.
Had prior criminal histories. Carla Garcia.
The whole system, the whole thing needs to be completely taken apart and rebuilt because it's obviously not working. And I'm not saying that, the people there are bad people. I'm just saying something's not working because this is happening too many times. This is awful.
Mimi's mother was convicted of assault in 2019. New Britain police say she repeatedly punched her ex-girlfriend in the face and grabbed her by the hair. She served 2 years probation.
Jonathan Anita was convicted in 2022 of reckless endangerment and interfering with an officer. He had been driving with Garcia when he was stopped by police.
Does he take the whole trailer with him for the beer run, or? Dino's awesome. Now, Dino's a great guy. Awesome guy.
He took off from that stop and struck an officer. He was sentenced to just under 1 year in prison. Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline, was arrested in 2023 for risk of injury to a child. Her 11-month-old child had multiple bruises and broken bones when she was brought to Connecticut Children's. She was convicted and sentenced to 10 years, suspended after 18 months. But records show she served about 8 months.
Carla Garcia and Jonathan are being held on $5 million bond each. Jacqueline Garcia on $1 million bond. All three are due in court November.
So I'll try to pull this up because this just happened. They sealed the warrants. I hate when they do that. But that was done on the 28th. So
14th. A judge sealed the arrest warrants for the three of them until October 28th. We should learn more about the case once those are unsealed.
The custody timeline in this case is important, so let's take you back to the beginning. Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia was born January 29th, 2013 at Hartford.
So this timeline here is just absolutely horrible, right? So she was born here, but I think she I'll let it play out, but to live with the paternal grandmother. So I think the mother was actually incarcerated at the time. I'm not sure. So hold on a second.
Hospital. Her mother, Carla Garcia, was 16 years old, and family members have said she was in a detention center at the time. So Mimi's paternal grandmother became her.
So the mother was 16 years old when she had Mimi. And she was in a detention center at the time. So the child was born here at Hartford Hospital in Connecticut.
Her legal guardian and remained in her care until 2022. In May of that year, a court reinstated guardianship for her biological.
So this is like, why? Like, why did they do this?
Parents, Carla and Mimi's father. He applied for joint custody the next year, alleging that Carla was not honoring their agreement. In June 2024, Carla and Jacqueline Garcia and Jonathan Anita and the children moved to Farmington, and Carla was granted sole custody. The judge who made that ruling noted that Mimi's father did not appear at that hearing.
V's here. Good to see V. Yes, I gave you a wrench too. Sorry. but I need to have a place to plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Yes, this is what's going to happen. They're all going to plea. Can I have a wrench, please? No reason, just because everybody else does. That's too funny. I'm pre-wrenched. 8 months for breaking bones. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to read. Absolutely, Papa. You can stream and charge your phone simultaneously, so I'm guessing it's something. All right, sorry. Here we go. She was withdrawn from the New Britain schools. Reported just a whole freaking year. A whole year.
Carla Garcia filed paperwork 2 months later withdrawing Mimi from New Britain schools, saying she intended to homeschool her. We learned from search warrants that Carla told her sister that Mimi died September 19th, 2024. Her body found a year later. For most of Mimi's short life, she was with her grandparents. We spoke to them about who Mimi was.
This next bit here is just freaking heartbreaking. This is just,
and the lengths her mother allegedly went to hide a horrible secret.
Right now, we got the heart broke.
Tremendous heartache in the wake of a senseless tragedy. In the days following the discovery of his granddaughter Mimi's body, Felix Osorio says she was really more like a daughter to him.
Like a father to her, because she was on our house like from the first month she came to the war.
The little girl's grandparents say they often tried to visit Mimi or even just speak with her, but they faced excuses from Carla Garcia every time.
So then she told me, I will call you when they come out. And then I was waiting for the call, and I called back, and she said, oh, they are sleeping. I cannot show it to you right now. I will do it tomorrow.
Siempre tenía una excusa, siempre tenía algo que decir que no nos dejaba verla.
Osorio says Mimi's father also tried to see his daughter, but was also turned away.
My son called her, go to her house, say, Mimi don't want to see you today.
Stunned by their loss, Mimi's grandparents are now remembering the bright, energetic little girl they last saw in 2023.
She was happy all the time, real happy. She liked to play. She liked to, everywhere she was jumping.
Ella era bien happy, era bien feliz con nosotros. Sí, ella nos amaba. En realidad nos amaba y siempre voy a estar.
And we have been working around the clock.
That's the thing. It's the red flags are like all over the place here in this case here. But it's like this, like there's red flags. It's just this is just absolutely embarrassing that this can happen. It is.
To find out more about.
You don't even hear about this stuff in third world countries these days, man. This is just
who this little girl known as Mimi was. Doris Bardales from our sister station Telemundo Nueva Inglaterra has been speaking with those who live in her old neighborhood in New Britain.
Oh my God, look at how cute she is. That's quite the cake there.
It's difficult to watch this video without feeling a sense of loss. Mimi appears happy, well cared for, and loved. This video of a birthday celebration was taken while she was in the care of her father's family. Jacqueline Torres Garcia attended Chamberlain Elementary School from kindergarten until 5th grade. Records indicate that while Jacqueline was still attending school, her mother, Carla Garcia, and her other children lived at an apartment complex on Church Street in New Britain. Juan Brito, an employee at a nearby bodega, recalls seeing Jacqueline.
Yeah, Charles is awesome too. Necessarily Evil is awesome too. Is Heavy leaving? All right. Oh, sorry.
Walking in the area and buying items.
Siempre yo la miré, ella venía aquí muy tranquila.
I always saw her. She was very calm. She didn't talk much, but she was always very calm. She would just come in, buy stuff, and then she would leave.
Rito says it might have been over a year since he and others who worked at the local bodega last saw Jacqueline. He describes her as a quiet girl.
This just sucks. This is absolutely horrible.
Who mostly kept to herself. There were times she visited alone and other times accompanied by a younger sibling. The visits to the store were quite frequent.
Algo muy triste. It's something very sad. Very sad because she was a little girl.
Those who knew Jacqueline looked.
Yeah, where is Dee Dee? Is she? I hope she's okay. Dirty Diana's awesome too, for sure.
Back at this picture and remember her as a bright light with a radiant smile. Her favorite food, says her grandmother, was steak and lobster.
This time, the family has chosen not to speak publicly as they are currently involved in a custody case concerning Jacqueline's younger sibling. In Britain, Doris Verdales, NBC Connecticut News.
Now, hours before Jacqueline's mother, Carla Garcia, was arrested, she allegedly spoke to a neighbor who lives in the same apartment building.
That neighbor sat down with NBC Connecticut's Jane Chaco to share what she learned about Mimi's murder. Jane.
Mike and Keisha, that conversation started with a mother's sympathy for another, and that neighbor says the more they talked, the more questions she had.
The home address listed on Carla Garcia's arrest report is this building in New Britain. Kimberly White says she met Garcia earlier this year.
Hold on a second here. Let me I do have a question for Chuck. I gotta remember what I wanted to ask though. All right, so here's New Britain, Connecticut here. Connecticut's a fairly small state, so it's basically just, I don't want to say due west of Hartford, but it's pretty close. I effing quit. Hey, buddy, good to see you. All right, so let's hold on a second. Let me go back to the video, and then I'll get out of that one. I want to play the latest one too. Hold on 1 second. I just wanted to give people a location. Right here.
Year when their children started to play together.
Really good friends, like bread and butter.
White says her conversations with Garcia were brief and friendly, usually about the kids. When human remains of a girl were.
It's good to see everybody. I really appreciate all the support from everybody. You guys are all awesome. JP is here. Where's JP? If JP is here, good to see him. Or is that JP? Could be.
Were discovered on Clark Street. White heard Garcia could be involved.
She owed me some answers because I've never even met this little girl.
The two were talking about doing an episode for White's podcast. A search warrant from Farmington Police reveals Garcia told a detective she was about to go on a podcast prior to her arrest on October 12th, and she wrote notes of the story on her cell phone so she could reference them for the podcast. Before the recording, Garcia sent White a text message that NBC Connecticut obtained a copy of. We then verified Garcia's phone number with the family member.
Doodles and Gray is here. Good to see Doodles and Gray. I still don't know who that is either, but I don't think I have to. But it's good to see Doodles and Gray here. I'm assuming I know who effing quit is in here. Always good to see Doodles in here for sure. Welcome, Steve. There's a lot of good. Yeah, Steve's awesome. Steve's the best. All right, so here we go.
The text read in part, quote, "I want to apologize to my daughter for failing her as a mother and being afraid to speak to anyone about the situation." Another part said, quote, "There's nothing in this world that will ever make me accept the fact that she's no longer here. My heart is broken for her siblings, her father, her family. I'm sorry." White says she and a friend went upstairs to do the episode. Garcia ended up backing out of doing the podcast, but White says she still wanted answers.
we just started doing a bad cop, good cop type of thing, asking her questions. And that's when I was aware that the little girl was dead since September of 2024. So my best friend was like, well, nobody ever wondered where the little girl was when they came over. So she basically said she had somebody pretending to be her daughter. At that point, me and my best friend looked at each other like, yeah, no, there's something wrong.
Garcia was arrested the evening of October 12th, charged with murdering her own daughter.
It's just so pathetic. Just awful. Ugh.
Looking back, White says she shouldn't have let Garcia watch her son.
I just wish that I had a better judge of character, because I couldn't do nothing but pray because of my son. Like, my son was up there. Anything could have happened to my baby. She didn't seem like a monster. She seemed like a high-spirited young lady.
White moved into Garcia's apartment building back in April of this year, and she says she never saw Jacqueline with Carla. And that follows the police department's timeline. They determined Jacqueline died in the fall of 2024. Mike?
I wonder did they say what she died from? All right, so hold on. I want to switch over to this one because this is a little bit more recent. So give me 2 seconds here. Let's see here. Give me a second. Hold on a second. This one right here. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is the latest here. Well, I don't know if it's the latest, but it's close. What to know about the unaliving of the 11-year-old Mimi Torres Garcia. This was done a day ago. Police have charged 3 people with the unaliving of 12-year-old Mimi. The girl's remains were found in a bin, some sort of a bin in New Britain, Connecticut. So here's the latest here. This was done a day ago.
Its involvement with a 12-year-old Jacqueline Torres Garcia, whose remains were found in New Britain.
DCF has faced intense questioning since it was revealed the department had been involved.
Luis Cuevas is here. Good to see Luis Cuevas. Always good to see Luis in here. I still hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, we hope you're doing well too. We hope everybody's doing well for sure. Yep.
With the family. NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin is joining us now in studio to break down this timeline that they're providing.
Yeah,
Matt.
so Keisha, Mike, a lot to walk through here. The Department of Children and Families thought its last time seeing Jacqueline Torres Garcia was during a video call earlier this year, but police believe that was actually months after her death, and now there are questions about the identity of the girl who apparently posed as Jacqueline. Now, going back, the department says they were first involved with the family in January 2013 when Jacqueline was born and her mother, Carla Garcia, was in a detention center. Jacqueline was placed with her father's family, and that's where she remained until 2022. Family court documents indicate the girl, known as Mimi, lived with her grandmother, Patricia Delgado.
Only God is helping me. God is helping me to pass this process. I've been with her forever, and I'm always going to be here.
Now, in May of 2022, DCF says a superior court returned guardianship of Jacqueline back to her mother and father, including with support from DCF, the prior relatives, and the child's attorney. They also interacted with Jacqueline in September that year during an investigation involving her younger siblings. The department says the kids were enrolled in school and seen in the community during.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't know why, right? I don't understand why they took. I mean, it must be hard for the grandparents too. I mean, but I'm pretty sure that they would have gladly. And I don't know. I don't know who the parent. I'm pretty sure it's a father's parents, but I'm not sure. So that's why I wanted to watch this. I bet DCF lied. Yeah. Yep, no doubt. They just passed the buck. They did the same thing in the Harmony Montgomery case. They just kept passing the buck and blame everybody else. And meanwhile, the child is unalive. It just sucks.
During that time, DCF determined the children were safe. That case was later closed. In May of 2024, DCF says Jacqueline attended a medical appointment, and between November of 2022 and the fall of 2024, there had been no reports of child abuse or neglect with the family. Jacqueline's mother filed and was
So between November 2022, 2024, no reports of the A word or neglect. And then she was awarded sole custody in June, and then she was unalived that September. Just unbelievable.
granted sole custody by the family court in June 2024, which DCF says it was not involved with. Police say the girl likely died in the fall of that year. Then months
So it was the father's parents that she was with. Okay, thank you.
later, in January of 2025, DCF was investigating allegations concerning Jacqueline's younger sibling. In a statement, DCF wrote in part, Ms. Garcia stated at the time of our investigation that Jacqueline was being homeschooled and staying temporarily out of state with a relative. In response, DCF conducted a video call with the person who mother claimed to be Jacqueline, but again, police believe Jacqueline had been dead by then, so it's unclear who they actually spoke with. DCF says that information has been turned over to law enforcement.
Isn't that oh my God. Isn't that like premeditation right there? That's just awful. This is terrible. In response, the DCF conducted a video call with a person who the mother claimed to be Jacqueline. Just
and is still actively reviewing the situation, and lawmakers have concerns.
And I have a lot of questions about this, and I want to see my eyes on those reports, not
me too.
a report about the report.
And so
I might have to get those too, because I don't believe any of that shit. I just don't.
they say Democratic lawmakers have not gotten back to us, but previously the chairs of the Children's Committee had said DCF had, quote, failed the girl. We're told Jacqueline's siblings are now in state custody. And New Britain Schools just provided these documents Jacqueline's mom filed in August 2024 to pull her daughter out of school and the plan to homeschool her. So lots of questions still, of course, about everything. Mike and Keisha.
This investigation is going to continue for a while, Matt. Thank you.
Now we have some new developments to tell you about in the torture and murder of an 11-year-old girl whose remains were found in New Britain.
Newly released arrest warrants detail what led police to charge the child's mother, her mother's boyfriend, and her aunt. The warrants also show Jacqueline Torres Garcia likely died.
Okay, Big Fish. I hope you're well. It was hiding it after the fact. She was already dead. Yes, exactly. John Paul Hansen's here. Good to see JP in here. Always good to see JP. Okay, I'll be listening, but not in chat. Sorry. What am I doing here? Good night, y'all. I might pop back just in case. Farmer is your email. Okay. Good to see you, Big Fish. Hope you're well. If we don't see you again, have a good week. For those who don't know, Southern Gal's awesome. She's got an awesome channel. She usually does lives Monday night. When does she do Monday night? You do Monday night and Friday night, right? Do you do Wednesday? Anyways, she's great. We love Southern Gal here. She's just amazing. So the likely was unalive from severe malnourishment. Unbelievable.
From severe and prolonged malnourishment.
NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin's been digging into the documents all day. Matt, what have you learned?
Yeah, so Mike and Keisha, today these arrest warrants were unsealed for the
Why do you not feed your own child? I mean, it's just I don't understand this stuff. It just doesn't. I just don't get it. I mean, why?
3 people charged in connection with the death of Jacqueline Torres Garcia. Detectives say during interviews with the 3 of them, there were stories of deception, denials, and horrible cruelty to the 11-year-old. This picture captured the 5th grade graduation for Jacqueline Torres Garcia.
This is just. I just want to punch something. That's how angry I am. This is just so awful. It's terrible.
Garcia, known to many as Mimi. Newly released court documents revealed this celebration in June of 2024 was the last time her father saw her alive. Police report her death was several months later, And now we're learning
Knees facing the skull. So knees facing the skull, fetal position. I'm gonna have to get this. This is the affidavit here. The skin appeared to be glued to the bones. This is going to be disturbing here. She was like this for a year. She further stated that the cause and manner of unaliving are both pending. She found no signs of trauma, so no trauma, no signs of internal. So I might have to try to get this here.
an autopsy preliminarily found the 11-year-old
Jacqueline was unalive to severe and prolonged malnourishment. She stated that due to the ammonia and lack of, I don't even know how to pronounce that, of fat of the body, it is difficult to determine how long she had been deceased. Could be a year. So we don't know exactly.
died of severe and prolonged malnourishment.
Given the facts and circumstances of the case, the nature of the charges, City's asking that bond remain as set at $5 million.
Mimi's mother, Carla Garcia, and her
That's a tough one. That's a tough one right there. I would, yeah, I might have to take the Raiders in that one. Because the Cowboys suck. I mean, they just suck. But the Raiders suck too. So it's just, I got my own problems because Alabama lost today. Of all teams to lose to Oklahoma, what the hell?
her boyfriend, Jonathan and Anita, are charged with murder. Earlier this month, the girl's remains were found in a bin in New Britain about a year after her death. Following the discovery, Garcia allegedly told detectives during an interview that her kids were with family. But after officers checked on them, they told her all her children were accounted for.
Yes, Don't Hate Create is awesome too. And guess who I saw yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before that? I saw Mel from Cold Truth. She did a live. Mel is awesome. Cold Truth is she's so intelligent. It's not even funny. It was good to see her again because I haven't seen her for a while. Yeah, but Don't Hate Create's good too. Yes, absolutely. Go Dogs. Yeah, we might need them now. All her children were accounted for except Jacqueline. So it's just there were other children.
Except Jacqueline. Garcia acted surprised, repeatedly asking, "What do you mean?" Initially, investigators say the mother blamed the boyfriend for hurting her daughter and denied knowing what eventually happened to her. In the arrest warrant, detectives wrote, Garcia later admitted.
What's going on with John Paul? Are you okay, buddy? I'm bedridden, Dave, as useless as a doorknob on a basketball. Well, that sucks. I hope you're all right, buddy. Yeah, Miss Mello's back. I saw her yesterday. It was awesome live. Unfortunately, I was driving around at the time, so I didn't have a chance to stay in the chat. I can see her doing a podcast with sympathy about her own kid. Not saying she did, but she seems the type. Okay, sorry. Garcia later admitted that she and Anita would mistreat Jacqueline together because Jacqueline was bad. She didn't listen. She didn't. Oh my God.
That she and Anita would mistreat Jacqueline together because Jacqueline was bad, she didn't listen, and she didn't respect them. That included allegedly restraining Mimi and starving her before her death in their home in Farmington in the fall of 2024. In an interview with police, Anita initially suggested Garcia might have killed the girl. And
I got my own problems. I'm a Steeler fan, so we have no choice. I mean, we have zero chance this year at all. We need a new coach. We need a new everything. We need everything. Yes. I hope you have fun at the game. You're going to the Cowboys game? Yeah, much longer. That's what I was going to ask. It takes, although it's possible that she was kind of being malnourished before that, and then I don't know. I might have to download that.
allegedly admitted to hiding the bin, possibly with the girl's remains. Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, is charged with child cruelty. And during an interview with detectives about her time at the Farmington home, Jacqueline confirmed she did not call police, an ambulance.
It's just so terrible. I've been in bed for the last 2 weeks with a contusion to the ribs. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I hope you get better, buddy. That's terrible. Jacqueline confirmed that she did not call the police and ambulance to report this violent behavior to any other agencies.
Or report this violent behavior to any other agency, and instead watch the neglect progress. Police also report finding bloody men's jeans in the car that allegedly the boyfriend used to move the bin. And the new owner of the condo in Farmington found zip ties and bottles of bleach and other cleaning products in the basement, where reportedly the body had
Oh my God, this is disturbing.
been hidden for a while. Mike and Keisha, back to you guys.
Just heartbreaking, Matt. The arrest warrants also reveal more about the interactions the family had with the Department of Children and Families, as well as police.
We've learned Farmington police responded to a noise complaint.
Yeah, I think they got all three of them. I think they got the aunt, the was it the boyfriend or something like that, and her, the mom.
At the family's home in September of 2024, shortly after authorities believe Mimi was killed. A neighbor called police because they heard shouting and things being thrown. Officers were called to the home again 3 months later and a final time in February of this year.
Oh.
But police found nothing unusual.
And Mimi's father says he asked DCF to do a wellness check on her, but was told.
See, this is these people should be allowed to be sued for this. I'm telling you right now. Didn't know Mimi's address. What?
They could not because they didn't know where she was living. It is unclear when he contacted them. DCF previously told us it was not involved with the family from May 2024 until this January. It declined to comment further today.
Tonight, we are digging deeper into recently released videos that capture police officers speaking with the two people charged with murdering 11-year-old Jacqueline Torres.
Did you go to the doctor, buddy? I thought you had a wrench. Let me know if you want one, buddy.
Garcia.
Yeah, it happened at the home in Farmington where it's believed at the time the girl's body was allegedly in the basement. NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin is here with reaction to this. More and more keep coming out.
Yeah, Amber and Kevin, there were actually two officers on this call that started with a noise complaint, and the videos capture the roughly 4 minutes they spent with the girl's mother and the mother's boyfriend. Body cams captured police arriving after a noise complaint at a condo in Farmington on December 29th last year. Little did they know at that time, it's believed the body of Jacqueline Torres Garcia was allegedly hidden in the basement.
Is everything okay? Yeah. We got a call. There's a lot of noise coming from your apartment.
They're always calling.
Carla Garcia, the girl's mother, and her boyfriend, Jonathan Anita, chalked the noise up to Garcia being pregnant and moody. Both are now charged with murder after police believe they allegedly starved the 11-year-old to death.
Is this your only daughter? You guys got the kid?
One on the way. I have a son. Son's upstairs. He's on 1. Well, he just turned 2. I'm sorry.
So from, just to give you a landmark, so from New Britain, Connecticut to Farmington is about 10 minutes away, so they didn't move far. Remember, the ER can't refuse service. Exactly. Yeah, and coughing. He is in no shape to lift a wrench. That's too funny. I hope you get better, buddy. You can always do they have the telehealth thing too.
Keep you guys busy. Oh yeah.
There is no mention of Jacqueline, who allegedly had been dead for several months at the time of this call.
The officers were not there to check how many people were there.
They were there on a noise complaint, so they did not have the luxury of having that information that the numbers did not add up.
Oh, you guys are staying here?
Officers carried on a conversation, asked questions, and took down the couple's personal information. There's no mention of strange smells. Eventually, the odor from the decaying body was apparently so strong that Garcia allegedly later confessed they had to stay with friends and at hotels. In the officers' report, they noted there was no signs of fighting.
Now, had they asked for a consent search?
So there's the youngest. I'm assuming that she's in protective custody too now. I don't know who this is. The baby here.
They may have discovered her body down in the basement there, but they were not suspicious enough that they.
Yeah, the three of them are in custody for sure. The two of them, the mom and the boyfriend, I think there's like a $5 million bail bond, and the aunt is, I don't know what's going on with her.
We're not given information enough to rise to the level of requesting a consent search of the apartment.
Now, besides this call, Farmington police also responded to the condo 3 other times for noise complaints. This was the only one where officers actually got to speak with Garcia and Anita.
The man accused in the death of Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia, the 11-year-old whose body was discovered behind a vacant home in New Britain. That man was back in court today in New Britain, but only briefly.
NBC Connecticut's Kevin Geis was there and joins us now in studio. Kevin, this may be the last time we see this suspect in New Britain, correct?
That's correct, Keisha. Mike, good evening. A very, very brief appearance just to go through some clerical stuff. They wanted to approve the consolidation of Jonathan Nanita's charges to Torrington. Now, on top of murder and conspiracy, a few other charges, we learned he's facing tampering with physical evidence and improper disposal of a body.
Note that this matter is being transferred to Torrington to consolidate with the other pending matter at this time.
Jonathan Nanita emotional at a brief court appearance in New Britain. He, along with his then-girlfriend Carla Garcia and Garcia's sister, are charged in connection with the death of Mimi. Court documents just released reveal that a friend of Nanita's brought 2 people to the location of the body, leading them to call police.
We ask that he remain in PC for ongoing safety concerns.
Nanita will remain in protective custody ahead of his next court appearance.
A lot of noise coming from your apartment.
They're always talking.
Nanita and Garcia had multiple run-ins with state and local agencies such as the Department for Children and Families and 4 noise complaints the Farmington Police Department responded to. Now, NBC Connecticut has learned the Office of the Child Advocate has launched a comprehensive investigation into agencies the family had contact with, including DCF, schools, and the court system. In a statement, Acting Child Advocate Christina Gio says, quote, "First, we determine what services were provided to the children and family, whether state laws and agency policies were followed, and whether there were missed opportunities to ensure the safety and well-being of the children involved. The second purpose is to understand whether there are any changes in law or policy that will help prevent future tragedies." Gio has declined interviews with NBC Connecticut, but former child advocate Sarah Egan explains these comprehensive investigations are lengthy but necessary.
The death of a child is a death like no other, and it demands our attention and it demands accountability. And I think we feel that from the community and from Mimi's family.
We start with breaking news. The cause of death has just been released for 11-year-old Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner says she died from fatal child abuse with starvation, and they're ruling it a homicide.
Okay, so fatal child abuse with starvation, definitely a homicide. For sure. Because I just read in there that there doesn't seem to be any, trauma. So it sucks. This poor kid.
Mimi's body was found in a container behind an abandoned home in New Britain last month. Investigators believe that Mimi had died a year earlier while the family was living in Farmington. 3 people are facing charges in connection to her death, including her mother, her mother's ex-boyfriend, and her aunt.
There are some new developments tonight in the murder case.
Okay, so I'm tired of hearing about this. This is just terrible. I'll keep an eye on this here. Like I said, if these people are guilty, which I think they are, it's just terrible. I mean, the dad called, the cops act like they don't have search tools to find. I know, it's so, isn't that the stupidest thing? It's just pathetic. That's the dumbest excuse ever. I mean, they'd find me. I can guarantee you that much right now. All right, so let's go. What are we doing now? Okay, so we'll do the missing right now. This is, we try to do at least one of these missing persons cases a week here. I'm going to do the Ryan Larson 2 next week, I think. We're still trying to gather some more information on that case because we did episode 1 last week. So I'm hoping to do that next week. But this is this week's missing case with Marnie Hughes looks into the case. I think we did live on this pretty sure this is not my first time doing this here on Bo Galloway here. Wyoming grandfather has been missing since May. Galloway's, hold on a second. Galloway spoke to his daughters daily, then suddenly disappeared after a strange encounter with his ex-wife. When going to check on him, they found his dogs left alone in the house, something they said Galloway would never do. Now, while he battled addiction, they said his sudden disappearance was out of character as ground and air searches continue with the help of volunteers. Actually, this is the first time I've heard about this case because I don't remember this at all. All right, so this is an update on this case here, and I'll try to pull up some information on this. So here's missing Wyoming man Bo Galloway.
We believe every case is solvable, and together we can bring answers to the family and friends of the missing. This week's featured case, James Bo Galloway, a man from Wyoming missing since May. His car in the driveway, his dogs locked inside his house, and a strange exchange with his ex-wife.
Never really put in exactly as to why he was so fearful. But in all the years that I've known him and all the times of people being on their vices, I have never experienced him in such a paranoid state.
What had him so spooked? Coming up, a piece of evidence found at a friend's house, and Bo's ex-wife, Jamie, joins us to talk more about the case. Before we get to that, several other missing cases to update. New video of Ashley Buzzard leaving court in California this week. The search continues for her daughter, 9-year-old Melody Buzzard. Melody has been missing since October 7th. Ashley was released from jail after an arrest on charges of false imprisonment, unrelated to Melody's disappearance. Police say she left court wearing an ankle monitor. Melody was last seen with her mom in these images from a car rental location in Lompoc, California, before the two took a cross-country trip. Ashley returned home to California without Melody. The man who filed those charges this week says he is friends with Ashley, and he says that she told him she dropped Melody off with someone in Utah. If you have seen Melody Buzzard or you know anything about her whereabouts, please contact police right away. You can reach out to the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office or, as always, call 911.
So we'll be getting into the latest on this here in a few minutes. I just wanted to go over this case here, Bo Galloway case, but we're getting into the latest on the this Melody Buzzard case is just entering the bizarre too here.
Daisy Campos has been located and thankfully is safe. The 15-year-old from San Diego had been reported missing on November 5th. Her family believed she had been lured away online. We have now learned that a family friend contacted other family members after seeing coverage of Daisy's disappearance. No other details are being shared at this time, and the family is asking for privacy and is grateful Daisy is okay. 5 years after she was reported missing, the remains of Mary Johnson Davis have been recovered in Washington state. Mary is a member of the Tulalip tribe. She was last seen walking on a trail in Snohomish County on her way to see a friend.
Did I cover this?
She never showed up and then was reported missing 2 weeks later. Mary's sisters say they are in disbelief that they will never see her again. The tribe and the FBI are now offering a $60,000 reward for information that leads to the ID, arrest, and conviction of a person or people responsible for Mary's death. Now to this week's featured case. Dogs abandon a piece of evidence found at a friend's house, and a dad who communicated with his daughters daily is missing. It is all playing out in a small Wyoming town nestled at the base of the Bighorn Mountains, a place known for its Old West charm. Wyoming, home of wide open spaces and rich Western culture, and the lifelong home of James Bo Galloway.
Okay, so I'll be posting, hold on a second. I'll be posting in my community chat probably at the end of this live, because I have a few missing person cases of my own here. I think I posted this one already. This is Mira McKnight, current age 22, age when missing, race American female, 145 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. I'll post that one. That's Wichita Police on that one there. And I got this one here. This is coming out of Missoula, Montana. Hold on a second here. 34-year-old female, American Indian, brown hair, brown eyes. It seems like I cut off the name, but I'll post that one in the chat, in the post too. And then I got this one here. This was just recent here. This is missing person Isabella Miranda, 16 years old. This is Framingham, Massachusetts Police Department. And I'll post all of those in the post at some point. So anyways, let's get back to this here.
Away.
He loved to be outdoors, so anything that I know outdoorsy primarily came from him.
The 53-year-old who raised a daughter and stepdaughter in the cowboy state was known to stomp around the woods in his ghillie suit, just because. He had a long marriage that, even after it ended, netted him a lifelong confidant.
Oh, is my best friend.
You're all right, Shibby? You doing okay, buddy? Still here listening, gonna rest. I'll be back before it's over. Hope you're okay, buddy. You live in Michigan, that's right. Yeah, Lyme's disease is no joke, man. You're lucky. Good for you.
Out of all the people in the world, he is who I would trust my life with.
While his family says Bo battled addiction, he was a consistent presence in his teenage daughter's life.
I would talk to him pretty much every day, and then he just started acting weird all of a sudden. That's when I realized something was off.
He called and asked me for help, and I went and I picked him up, and he told me what was going on. He told me how afraid he was. He never really put in exactly as to why he was so fearful. But in all the years that I've known him and all the times of people being on their vices, I've never experienced him in such a paranoid state.
Maddie saw her dad once, days after this bizarre exchange, and then he vanished.
I was on the phone with my mom, and she said that they were very worried that they hadn't seen him or talked to him, so they were going to go do a report.
The Sheridan County Sheriff's Office says it started working the case and found reports that a man trespassing at the county airport days earlier matched Galloway's description.
Could he wander off for a couple days? Yes, but the likelihood of him being out there all this time is very slim to none.
Stacy Coster, the founder of WyoFind, has launched multiple searches in the air, on foot, even in the water, looking for Bo. Summoned by one of his friends to see some pictures, the team making a strange discovery.
Okay, hold on a second here. Let's so this is going to come from let's get a little bit of a background on this here. Okay, so this is coming from Oil City News. This is just kind of like the write-up on this case here. Sheridan County Sheriff's Office launches a widespread investigation into the missing person, and this was done last summer, early summer 2025. The Sheridan County Sheriff's Office launched an active investigation into the missing persons case. So this has been going on for a while. That's according to a release from the office, which states Galloway was reported missing by family members who stated that they had been unable to contact Galloway, so he was missing for a week. The release states that at the time, Galloway had been living in a residence in Sheridan. Remember that name, Sheridan, Wyoming, that bordered several different areas of land outside of city limits with Sheridan. The release states that the SPD officers attempted to locate Galloway but were unsuccessful, so an attempt to locate was publicly initiated. The SCSO, with the assistance of Wyoming Division of Criminal Investigations, opened an investigation. Investigators began closely examining prior cases and also recalled a recent case involving a male subject observed trespassing within the fenced partition of the airport there on May 2nd, 2025. So about a month before. After further investigation and follow-up, investigators suspected the male observed at the airport was Galloway. That's kind of strange. I wonder if this is one of those, never mind. In addition, multiple homeowners within the area between the airport and Galloway's residence identified Galloway as a person that had previously witnessed walking amongst their property. So he's been the investigation is currently ongoing and additional coordinated search efforts are expected. I wonder if he walked onto the wrong property and got dead. Okay, so hold on. Let's go back to this here. I know in some areas it's not a good idea to be walking around people's properties without being invited.
We happened to notice a ghillie suit laying there. And we asked about it, and just a general question, do all of you guys have ghillie suits? Is this like a thing that you guys do? And he said, no, it was Bo's. He had taken it after Bo was reported missing.
And the pictures? These were taken inside the property Galloway rented. Drawings, artwork, words cover every conceivable surface. Bizarre to an outsider, not to Bo's daughter.
I just think it was a comfort thing that he would do. He really liked drawing.
Bo's dogs were left alone in that house, something his family insist he would have never willingly done. Nor would he ever leave his daughters or granddaughters.
It's not for you. Why would he be this is weird. Why would he be just out walking around on other people's property? That's weird.
No matter the things and the demons that he battled, he was still a human being who was loved by many. His life was no less important than anyone else's.
Joining us now, Jamie Banks, Bo's ex-wife, also Stacy Koster with WyoFind. This is a group helping families and missing in Wyoming area and helping raise awareness about these cases. Thank you both so much. Jamie, I want to start with you and talk a little bit more about Bo's case. Anything new in the investigation that you're able to share?
Nothing new.
That's not good.
The last I knew of anything was when Stacy, bless her dearly, when they came up with.
All right, hold on one second here. Let's get a ballpark of where we are, because hold on a second here. I'm assuming this is in the boondocks here. Sheridan, Wyoming is right here. Let's back out a little bit here. So it's basically here. Right, there's Montana right there. So this is way north. This is almost into Montana, actually, right here. Let's take a little ride. I've always wanted to go to Wyoming. This place looks awesome. Nice place. All right, so let's get out of here. But this is where we are, anyways, right in here. Let's do this here. Get back to that in a second. Let's go back to. I'm gonna back this up a second because she said nobody's investing.
Banks, Bo's ex-wife, also Stacy Koster with WyoFind. This is a group helping families and missing in Wyoming area and helping raise awareness about these cases. Thank you both so much. Jamie, I want to start with you and talk a little bit more about Bo's case. Anything new in the investigation that you're able to share?
Nothing new. The last I knew of anything was when Stacy, bless her dearly, when they came up with the drones and did their search then. The correspondence between Stacy and I of conversations that she had, that was the last I've known anything. From what I
This is really awful. They haven't even been.
understand, they have pretty much put his case in a file folder and shut the door on it.
Unbelievable. I always say about these cases, especially in these areas here, they use drones and stuff like that, and they use helicopters and stuff, but you can get these days here a fairly good hawk handler or falconer, predator birds, and get some sort of a camera on them. And I guarantee you'll probably find a lot of remains that way. That's just a hint, just an idea, because they'll find them before a drone will.
And please forgive me, this is a very emotional ordeal. I can't sleep, can't eat, wake up every day crying. Try to come to work with a brave face because my daughter works at this
This is so sad. I want to help this woman so much here. She just seems like she's getting no help whatsoever.
same facility that I do. And it's just, each passing day is harder and harder and harder. And all
Oh, this poor woman.
we want is just to know where he is. That's it. I'm not asking anything more other than please just tell us where he is. I don't care about what happened or anything like that. We just want him to be able. We just want to know where he.
You miss him. Stacey.
This is the reason why I do this, man. These poor people. Ugh.
Stacey, tell me about WyoFind, how you all became involved in Bo's case.
It'd take me a couple of weeks to get to Montana and Wyoming. So I don't know if I'm going to be going out there anytime soon, but this is just weird. So let me read a little bit more of this here. So multiple homeowners within the area between the airport and Galloway's residence identified Galloway as a person they had previously witnessed walking amongst their properties over the past several weeks. Who would do that? On June 6th, 7th, and 7th, 2025, 5 canine teams and several Sheridan area search and rescue members were brought in to assist in the search efforts for Galloway. So, for 2 days. The searchers conducted a grid search of the aforementioned area, which spanned about 600 acres, and Galloway was not located. It's worth noting these dog teams are trained in cadaver detection. However, there is no evidence at this time So they might have used the wrong dogs, maybe. Rather, investigators wanted to conduct a thorough search of this area and rule out that possible. How are you going to do that? I mean, it's kind of silly.
So Wildfind is search, rescue, recovery of missing persons. We're out of Gillette, Wyoming, but we handle anything within Wyoming. We work with any missing.
Yeah, Farmer, if you need anything, man, you just know who to call, or at least I'll put my email down in here again. Trying to follow this conversation in the chat too. Farmer's an amazing person. I've known Farmer off and on this thing we call the Google machine for a few years now. Farmer, trying to get him some more subs. He needs it. He's a great person, great creator, just awesome person. So, but anything you need, buddy, just ask. I'll see what I can do. I want to know where Steve is. I haven't seen Mr. Steve for like forever. Is he ducking us? Is that the deal? I'm gonna have to go down there.
Missing person case. We do a lot that involves.
I have a really good jumping spider that I bought for him for Christmas, and I need to send it to him. Huh.
Well, drug use per se. So unfortunately, in Wyoming, one thing that you do see very clear is if a case involves substance use, substance abuse, they seem to get put on the back burner. Is what a lot of it. In my opinion, they are not given the same investigation techniques as the Gabby Petitos, the missing hikers. It's often chalked up to, oh, they're on a bender. Oh, they're, they'll be back. And when Bo came up.
Yes, Grandma Sherry is awesome. I saw Grandma Sherry is on, what did I see Grandma Sherry? Was that might have been Amy's chat. Grandma Sherry's awesome. I miss her too. Thank you, Heather. We missed you too last week, Heather. We love Heather. Heather's just freaking amazing. Spiders are amazing things. Spiders are awesome. Yeah, he's probably just busy. Probably busy dragging Mrs. Steve around, or burning the kitchen down.
Missing. Honestly, I don't remember if Jamie had reached out to me or if somebody. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Heather is just an amazing freaking human being. She just is. She's completely amazing.
Remember who exactly reached out to me.
I think it was Kiara.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Kiara, Bo's stepdaughter, reached out to me. We actually planned a search shortly after hearing from them. I had reached out to the Sheridan Police Department, who gave me permission because we try to be very respectful. Actually, they were going to share it on their Sheridan Police Facebook page the next day to help get volunteers for that weekend. That evening.
I also know that Jenny 8675309 is here. Mr. Steve was in Cryptex check loud. Cryptex is awesome too. It's good to see Jenny 8675309 is in here. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh shit! Now I forgot what I was going to say. Forgot what I was going to say.
I got a call from the sheriff's department asking me to stand down. And
oh yeah, the law enforcement isn't going to tell the family anything unless there's like breaking news, like they find remains or something like that. I hate to be kind of, but law enforcement's not going to tell the family anything. They never do. unless there's, like I said, there's a body located or something like that, though. But as far as information, and not saying that they're not, screwing the family here, the law enforcement's not going to tell them much.
Which, like I said, we respect law enforcement, and so we did. They said that they were bringing in some search teams, so on.
But I really think that the law enforcement, police, when it comes to the victims' families and stuff like that, they really need to be out in the open with that, right? Like, just tell them, look, there's only so much we can tell you. That doesn't mean we're not working on the case. It's just like there's only so much that we can say, right?
And so forth. But I believe it was another 2 weeks until there was even feet put on the ground for that. So we did end up going in for a search shortly after that. Bo's daughter, Maddie, she misses her dad. They don't have the search experience or training, but Jamie, Maddie, Kira, they were the first ones to show up. I did the water side because I'm trained in water search. Maddie jumped in the water right with me. She misses her dad. Jamie misses her best friend. Kira misses her stepdad. Kira's daughters miss their grandpa. Our goal is obviously to bring him home. We pray that he is safe and that he is alive and well. In the sad instance that he's not, the family still deserves answers. And there's not 1 ounce of me that believes that Bo would go missing or do something to himself without making sure that Maddie had answers. He wouldn't leave her wondering, even if he chose to take a bad path. I never personally met.
Peggy O's here. Where's Peggy O? Hey, Peggy O, good to see you. There she is right there. Good to see Peggy O, another great channel. Heather E is in here too. Life jacket, a drowning. The node might not floating if it's staying stuck on the bottom. There's 2 Heathers in here. Oh my God. Hi, Heather, and hi, Heather. Peggy O's awesome. She's got a great channel. I try to get over there as much as I possibly can. Usually I'm out driving around all over the place. And I got a different cell phone carrier now, so it's tough every single night. But I try to make it in there as much as I can. I caught the one when Shibby was in there, giving her a hard time. Hope everybody's doing well. It's good to see Heather Ian here. Good to see you, for sure. This is a strange case, though, too. This is weird. The fact that he was, that's just strange.
Met Bo, but anybody you speak to will testify to the love of his daughter. And, him missing her graduation, everything, that was 100% red flag. I've talked to several.
Like I said, if you're a content creator in here, feel free to throw your channel in here. I know there's a lot of great channels in here. There's Peggy O's in here. Chuck's in here. Paula's in here somewhere. Southern Gal was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still in here. So feel free to throw them in your chat. Farmer's in here.
People, he loved Jamie just as much separated as he did when they were together. They had a bond.
This poor woman. I just feel so bad for her. Ugh.
That, most relationships that don't work out, they don't keep that bond. Jamie and Bo did.
I mean, she's pretty brave to come on this show.
So YO Find is offering a $5,000 reward, cash reward for information that leads to.
I hope she's okay. She's not doing well. This is terrible.
Bo, alive or not.
Jamie, take us back to that conversation that you had with him when he asked for help. You know, there's so little evidence to go on here, but that is a clue that he was struggling with something or someone. As you look,
Ask Chuck a question about an SKer, and now I forget the freaking name. The Seaside guy, is that his name? Seaside Alcala? Do you know? I'll look it up. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Somebody said we had beautiful weather, and I did fall cleanup. I'm going to be sore. Well then, that Rodney Alcala, yes, is that him? The guy he was known dating game killer. That's him. Yep. See, Chuck's awesome with this stuff here. I gotta look that name up. Oh.
back on that, anything that you can pull as far.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. I'll
as what he was afraid of, what spooked him?
So he called me on April 27th in the afternoon. And normally.
Okay, so this is, I try to do the missing person case of the week here, and this is the James Bo Galloway, vanished in April 2025, and he's been missing since. So these, I think is that the wife there talking now? I just feel so bad for her. But that's the case we're going over now. Sorry about that. From Wyoming.
I don't answer phone calls that I don't recognize the phone number, because of scammers and telemarketers. But for some reason, I answered this one, and it was Bo. And he said, Jamie, I need your help. This is a matter of life and death.
I just recorded a 3-hour video. However, I don't have enough space to download it. Apparently, there's a 2-hour. Really? Yeah. Did you hear what he was on the dating game, and he was actually picked by the woman who was the contestant up there, and she wouldn't go out with him. But he was in New Hampshire here in 68, 69, and then he was in because there's unaliving here that happened in 67, 68, and then he was in New York too. Then he was in California. He's on my radar. He's dead though, ain't he? Isn't he dead? Didn't he die?
Will you come get me? So I asked him, where, and I went and I picked him up, and we drove around for a couple minutes until we decided to go up here to work. Madeline was at work that day, and he wanted to see Maddie, make sure that Maddie was safe. He was really concerned about Madeline's safety and well-being, my safety and well-being. He had expressed to me the fear that he had towards a couple of people that he did state by name to me. I did report all of this. And then he had asked me if I would take him.
Oh my God, look at that dog. Oh, that dog is so cute. Hold on a second here.
Decided to go up here to work. Madeline was at work that day, and he wanted to see Maddie, make sure that Maddie was safe.
I never experienced him in such a paranoid state.
He was really concerned about Madeline's safety and well-being, my safety and well-being. He had expressed to me the fear that he had towards a couple of people that he did state by name to me. I did report all of this. And then he had asked me if I would take him to a friend's house And when I dropped him off, when he got out of my car was the last I saw Bo. The very
Yeah, good luck with that editing thing. I don't even bother anymore trying to edit on StreamYard because it's just too complicated. I don't have enough time for that stuff. Yeah, he was a creeper, but he was pretty intelligent. That was back in the day where they would just, there was no communication between police departments and jurisdictions, and they released him, unreleased him. I mean, he was jailed so many times. They really dropped the ball on him for sure. All right, let's go back to this here.
very next day, he had contacted me through a text message asking for Madeline's phone number and to make sure that Madeline was not near his place.
I wonder if he had a head injury.
Place of residence and that she was safe. His whole focus was just to make sure that her and I were safe. He wouldn't really go into much detail. He did tell me that he believed that there were, quote unquote,
You can talk about your channel all you want in here. I have no problem with that. Peggy O's awesome. So feel free to talk about. I usually put people to sleep. So if you're still awake, that's good news.
a bag of human skins in a little outshed back behind his place. He did state to me that he believed he knew who put those there. Some of what he was saying.
I'm pretty sure I already put Southern Gal to sleep. Who else do I usually put to sleep? There's another one. I haven't seen Karen Lee around for a while. I hope she's okay. That's what I was going to say. I wonder if he, because it seems like he was just wandering around on other people's property too. So I don't know. In addition to previous reports of Galloway accessing adjacent properties within the same general area. So he was, especially over there or anywhere really, if you're on other people's property without, being invited, you might end up getting shot. I mean, not saying he did, but I wonder if he was experiencing some sort of mental trauma, maybe.
To me, that day was kind of a little bizarre. But in all the years that I was married to Bo, and in all of the years that I've known Bo, I have never known him to be in a state like he was that day. It was very out of characteristic for him. And then 2 days had passed.
Yeah, I read that too. I just listened to that last night, but I'm more interested in him for this unaliving here in 78 and 69, I think. 60, is it 68? I forget what year it is now. Sorry.
And I had come into work, and Maddie came and found me and told me she had not talked to her dad
This is so cute here.
in a couple of days. I said, what do you mean? So we decided to go to the police department that morning and file a missing person report. We then went down to his place of residence and walked around, and that's when we discovered the dogs were in the house. 3 dogs, no food, no water. Again,
Farmer's too funny. That hat screams narcissist. It's a Gilligan hat.
very out of character for Bo. Bo contacted Madeline every day, either a phone call or a text.
This looks like my dog when he was a little tiny puppy, which lasted for like a day or two, and then he just got really big. But this looks like Seljuk here. A little bit different on the brown, dark face here, but I don't know if my dog has any up here. Cute puppy.
Text message the reason Bo was living in the particular
3-hour
structure
tour.
that he was living in was due to the
The 3-hour tour. That's like the best show ever.
fact of the dogs. He lived and breathed for us girls, Madeline, Kiara, and myself, and those 3 animals. Unfortunately, our life is.
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep reminding me because I'm gonna probably forget that. I gotta leave myself a mental note of this somewhere. You can promote that in here, buddy, if you want, for sure. I got the fluorifier strolling across the bottom here. That's another one of these cases that's very, very special to me. So I'm gonna have to. What time is that? All right, buddy. Thanks. I put my email in the chat somewhere around here. So.
The married couple didn't work out, but we always maintained a friendship. We have a bond that I cannot put into words for people to understand. And I truly believe in the depths of my soul that that man and his daughter are soulmates. So yeah, if we could just have some answers would be great.
I know that you have to protect some of that information, Jamie, that you've shared with police, but in your heart and based on what you know, do you believe foul play is suspected, or because of Bo's mental state and his paranoia that he left on his own, does either one seem to carry more weight?
Oh, good. It's 11 p.m. So I'll be driving around. It's on the wall. 8675309 is on the wall. I hope Shibby's okay. He's I'm gonna make the other 2 co-hosts be on cam as well. Good luck with that, bro.
Yeah, one does carry more than the bit of earth weight, in my opinion, and in my gut. You know, that intuition that us humans have. Bo was not at all the type of person to ever try to harm himself. Like I said, his daughter was his life. He would never do anything to remove himself purposely from her life. Yes, I believe foul play is at hand.
Stacey, let me bring you in on the investigative side of this. And you said something a moment ago.
Yeah, this doesn't sound to me like a voluntary unaliving, but it's always possible.
That I think is a shared frustration among a lot of family of missing, if they have a background of substance abuse or, choices that have led them down one path or another. The thought is those cases get less attention. What have you heard from investigators as you have looked at this case, and what stands out to you about Bo's disappearance and the circumstances that Jamie's laid out?
So the investigators have shared nothing with me. Even so, I communicated with their search team. We all actually use a CalTopo mapping. It's a
See this thing right here? Hold on a second.
You heard from investigators as you have looked at this case, and what stands out to you about Bo's disappearance and the circumstances that Jamie's laid out?
So the investigators have shared nothing with me. Even so, I communicate.
See this thing right here that she's holding in her hand? This water bottle thing? That's another one of those things you didn't see in the 80s. It seems like everybody has one of these things now. And it seems like it's one of those competitions to see who has the biggest one, right? The biggest water container that you can find right there.
Communicated with their search team. We all actually use a CalTopo mapping. It's a mapping system where we can track movements. I can have everybody who's on the search log in, and that way we can track everything, take pictures that goes into the mapping. So even when I had reached out and asked the team that was searching if they would share their CalTopo mapping with me, I was told no. So
They have cameras in Canada. They're just Polaroids. In the 80s, our water came from the hose in someone's yard. Yeah, but they had also the water bottles, right? That got thrown all over the place. Sweet Chicken Fig, there was a photo, Matt, on every corner in Canada. There's like 7 people in Canada.
So any information from them to us is absolutely non-existent. We do share any information that we get because we're not law enforcement. You know, some of the things, I actually had a phone call last night from a friend of Beau's who kept mentioning the possibility of suicide. And once again, that's where I'm going to tell you, there is no ounce of my being that believes that, because
I shouldn't be laughing. This is serious stuff. Okay, hold on one second. I want to hear what she said because I was too busy laughing.
Beau's, who kept mentioning the possibility of suicide. And once again, that's where I'm going to tell you, there is no ounce of my being that believes that, because worst case scenario, if that was something that played a fact, my opinions, my thoughts are that he would have made sure to leave something for Madeline to know that he wouldn't have left her. He loved Madeline enough, and he loved Jamie and Kira enough. He would not.
Family says missing man feared his life and was in danger. How old was he again? He was hold on a second here. Midlife crisis, maybe? Does that sound what year? I mean, I don't think I ever went through a midlife crisis, but I think it's 52, 50, like 50s, 40s. I'll have to look that up. 50 something. I wonder if it was if he's going through like some sort of a midlife crisis. Because it says here, family says missing man feared his life was in danger. I wonder if he had some sort of I don't know, some sort of a mental issue going on here. Did he shit? I'll have to, because I know he had substance abuse issues, right? So one thing to tell you when you have substance abuse, especially from alcohol, that if you start to stop drinking, to not drink again, because it could kill you. He did have addiction issues. Was it just alcohol or? Because to me, that's what it sounds more like. It sounds more like he was going through some sort of an issue. I don't know. It's weird.
I have left them wondering what happened to him, because even in a bad state of mind, I believe that Beau would know that would torture these women, and he wouldn't do that to them.
Was there, and either of you can answer this, but I'll ask it to Stacey first, since you've been in touch with law enforcement. Was his property searched in an investigative way? Prints taken? Was it treated as a possible crime scene? Do either of you know that?
I do not believe so.
Mm-hmm. And Jamie, you're shaking
No.
your head no.
No, as a matter of fact, after Madeline and I had done the initial missing persons report, and we had went out to the property, we had went out to the property again, and down by the river, which isn't too far from the house structure itself, down in what you would call a foxhole, was his phone and part of his ghillie suit. So Madeline and I contacted law enforcement, and a couple of officers had come out there. I left everything as we had found it. Didn't want to touch nothing, didn't want to disturb anything, because this was still really fresh. We didn't know anything. where it was, that told me that he wasn't just off in the bushes hiding out, playing Rambo or, whatever. So we brought the officers down, showed them the foxhole. They left the ghillie suit there, but had picked up the phone, looked at it, and then gave the phone to Madeline. The phone itself now.
Search team discovers ghillie suit in the woods.
Now is in police custody. They're, from what I understood at one time, they're doing forensic checking on it. And I don't know anything of outcomes of anything as far as that goes, developments of that. And as far as a search, other than volunteers going out and search teams, people, not law enforcement, we're looking for a person. So no, the property was never searched to my knowledge as far as a criminal type thing. I do know that they did come in.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of how I'm thinking here. While on his psychological issues, you could be running, but made sense to him. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's, although I don't know, there's like really no evidence here. I don't know if he's ever been diagnosed, probably not. But it seems to me like he might have been just having some sort of a crisis in his life, and he felt like, because I went through a little of that when I was 48, 49. That's why I'm on Zoloft. But I mean, they say your body changes every 10 years or something like that. So I don't know. It could be something like that. Definitely could be something. Could be I don't know. It's weird how they said he was on other people's properties over the past several weeks. Multiple homeowners within the area between the airport and Galloway's residence identified Galloway as a person they had previously witnessed walking amongst their properties over the past. Why would he be doing that? That's kind of weird. That's telling, I think.
And take some pictures when the landlords of the property were demanding that Madeline and I go in and remove all of those belongings. This is still really fresh. We don't know anything. We don't, can we just leave his stuff alone? Like, I'll pay the rent. They laughed at my face for that. But anyways, so we go down and the landlords are already moving stuff out of Bo's house, throwing it in big dumpster trailers.
Only a few of us can remember Oscar the Grouch, right? I actually literally turned into Oscar the Grouch.
Packing some stuff up in another
I just don't live in a garbage can, but I probably would if I had to.
Trailer for a rummage sale. And it was just like absolutely bizarre to me. Like, you guys are just.
What did she just say?
Moving stuff out of Bo's house, throwing it in big dumpster trailers, packing some stuff up in another trailer for a rummage sale. And it was just like absolutely bizarre to me. Like, you guys are just throwing this man away like he's nothing. And it's not fair to Madeline. That's not at all respectful to whatever. So to answer your question in short, no.
Mm-hmm. Stacy, any more searches planned in that area, and just describe?
Did he have a wife or an ex-wife? I don't know. I don't even know why I'm asking the computer screen. It's weird.
For us, the areas that have been searched or have yet to be looked at.
So based on some information we had received, Bo was known to go out trekking in areas. For the last month, our search team Wildland has stood down due to some personal reasons, which the family is aware of, but we're back on track now. So yes, I am working on planning a few more drone searches. There's some areas that I really want to look in. Certain sides of town that Bo was known to.
This is kind of strange, though. That is 45 to 50. That's what I'm saying. Late onset schizophrenia. usually around 45 to 50. It was his ex-wife and daughter's mom he was so close with. This is if he is considered missing, why are they packing up? I don't know. He must be an okay guy. I don't know. It's so weird. This weird how he's just all of a sudden, right? Like, in addition, multiple homeowners and investigators began closely examining prior cases and also recalled a recent case involving a male subject observed trespassing within the fenced partition of the Sheridan County Airport property. So it's kind of all of a sudden, right? It's, I don't know.
To go to, and he was an avid hiker, not hiker. I don't know how you classify it.
Outdoorsman.
Yeah, outdoorsman. He was known to walk distance. So there are some areas that I want to go put feet on the ground, as well as have the drone above us while we're searching. We are.
Yes. I'm renting, I don't know, hours in jail at the moment. If Benjamin Button schizophrenia goes backwards. It's too funny.
We're going through the drone video all over again just to check. We have hours of video.
You're doing everything you can. Jamie, I want to give you the last word. If you want to share a memory that you have of you and your family and Bo, or a message to him or anyone who knows anything about his disappearance.
Well, my message to Bo would be, you know how much we love you and we miss you and we want you home. We'll deal.
This poor freaking woman. I wish I could just help. It just, that just sucks.
With anything past that, we just want you home. As far as I have to say to anybody who could be involved, quit being a coward. You know, what's done in the dark always comes to light. You may be hiding now, but it will come to light. Bo was a God-fearing man. He spent many, many, many hours every morning in the Word. So I know, and I have full and total faith. Like I said, what was done in the dark will come to light. And furthermore, thank you all who have been following this case on Facebook. Thank you for your inputs, your prayers, and your thoughts for our family. One thing I would like to say to everybody, unless you have tangible, physical evidence.
I mean, this is a big, this is Wyoming here, right? This is in the middle of nowhere. Literally, he could be anywhere. He could have wandered off. I mean, this, I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying, it's possible that he just, I don't know, wandered off and then just got kind of lost.
Stop the finger pointing. Stop the finger pointing. This person says this person, enough is enough. There is a man missing. There is a father, a son, a best friend, and do I dare say a husband who is missing. Bring him home.
Jamie, thank you for sharing Bo with us, and we'll do
Oh, that poor woman. I just feel so bad for her.
our best to get the word out about his
Bravo to her, though, man. It's not easy to come onto these shows, probably, and bravo to her for sure. She held up well. She's deeply saddened by this whole situation, for sure.
disappearance. Stacy, to you and your team, thank you for all that you're doing to make sure that we bring Bo home safely to his family and bring some closure as well. Thank you both for your time. Stacy, one more word.
Can I share one more thing? One thing that we do understand is in cases that involve substances, people are scared to contact law enforcement. They can go to our website, www.wyofind.org, and send in an anonymous tip. And it is 100% anonymous. So if there is somebody who knows something, please share it with us.
I'm worried this woman's going to have a heart attack, man. She doesn't look well.
All right, Jamie and Stacy, thank you. I want to give you all another glimpse at what James Bo Galloway.
Okay, so I'll probably find a way at some point to post this in my chat or something, but there's missing James Bo Galloway, Sharon County Sheriff's Office. Say that 7 times fast. 307-672-3455. I'll probably post that in my description down below somewhere at some point.
Galloway, Bo looks like. If you have any information that can help find him and bring him home, contact the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office in Wyoming. We did reach out to them as well for our update on this story. They did not provide any new information, instead referring us to that Facebook post from June 9th. They say the investigation is active and ongoing. You can also reach out to WyoFind. As Stacy said, your information can remain anonymous. Let's bring Bo home. If you have a missing case you think we should investigate, visit our missing page on newsnationnow.com. Many of the cases we cover come from you, and you can.
So I'll keep my eyes on that case there. I do want to go to this one here. Remember these people here? Hold on 1 second. Right here. Going back to child endangerment here. So 2 charged in the unaliving of the 9-year-old girl to stand trial. 2 women accused in the unaliving of 9-year-old. I forget how to say this. Yutzi in Renesmee. I remember how to say this because we did a couple lives on this. Yutzi in Fayetteville Court in September were ordered to stand trial. You guys remember this case? We covered this. These and other people. Horrible individual people. This is just terrible. Here we go.
In the death of a 9-year-old girl have been ordered to stand trial. They're accused of killing Renesmee Yutzi, whose body was found in a bag in the Yaak River. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ken Rice. Prosecutors laid out their case against the women, and late today, a judge ordered them held for court. KDK's Ricky Sayer has more on today's preliminary hearing in Fayette County.
Shut up, Cat.
11 witnesses took the stand today for the Commonwealth. They included state troopers, a doctor, and even the sister of one of the defendants. We were able to speak briefly with the district attorney. Sitting just feet from each other in court today, the 2 women charged in the death of 9-year-old Renesmee Yutzi saw each other for the first time since their arrests.
This is the first step in a very long process.
Both Courtney Yutzi and Sarah Shipley were Renesmee's legal guardians. She was found dead in the Yaak River in September.
Very, very powerful, emotional case for a lot of people.
Renesmee was reported missing on September 4th when witnesses say Shipley called 911, worried Renesmee ran away or was taken by her biological mother's ex-boyfriend. A witness said when she got to the home, another child.
What was this case here? This was a while back, but we covered this here.
Said Renesmee ran away before later admitting, quote, "Mommy put Renesmee in a tote." The child said they referred to Courtney Yutzi as mommy and Sarah Shipley as daddy.
So one of the issues that I think the defense is going to raise is whether or not these children were consistent in their statements, and they have been to this point.
DA Mike Gauble says on the order of her parents, a child.
This is awful. This is terrible. This stuff is.
Told law enforcement Renesmee had left on her own.
That is the only inconsistency. And that is the inconsistency that was rectified once they were out of the presence of the parents and felt safe enough to tell us what really happened.
In court, Yutzi's attorney argued the only evidence the prosecutors had was hearsay or secondhand, and there was no autopsy or physical evidence.
This idea that this is only hearsay ignores all of the other evidence that we have.
He says there's evidence in the bedroom of cleaning or blood, along with statements from an older child. Gauble says it will take time to get things like DNA evidence and the autopsy. A witness said Yutzi admitted that a week prior to her being reported missing, Renesmee was burned in a bathtub, may have gotten infected, but was not taken to a doctor. Yutzi said Renesmee began to choke and vomit, and despite CPR attempts, she was unable to revive her. Troopers say Yutzi admitted to dumping Renesmee's body.
This was not an accident. This was not a medical thing. This was an intentional act, and we're going to prosecute it as such.
Unlike Yutzi, Shipley was visibly upset in the courtroom. When her sister left the courtroom, she yelled at Shipley. She hopes she rots. Ricky Sayer, KDK TV News.
Nice. Yeah, I remember that case. I'll keep an eye on it, but that'll be a tough sell to the jury, in my opinion, to say it was an accident. All right, so let's move on here. I want to go to the case that seems to keep getting weirder and weirder and weirder. As we go along here, this is going to go into the Ashley Buzzard case here. So this is the latest here. This was done a couple of days ago. So exclusive photos of the rental car driven by Ashley Buzzard on the cross-country trip. So she's out of jail now. They released her, I think. Who disappeared before Buzzard returned home. The photos were provided by Jason Jensen, no shit, who joins Mansfield. So is the missing 9-year-old girl in Utah. Let's play this here, and then we'll play that one there. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful.
KUTV is reporting that surveillance video shows Ashley's rental car passing right through an intersection in that area. So snap picture. And then there's an employee at a gas station in Junction, Utah, not far away, just off of the US 89 highway, says that she is certain that Ashley Buzzard walked in that day to her gas station about 5 p.m. wearing that now infamous curly blonde wig. The attendant told the local news station that the encounter was, quote, really weird, saying, quote, she just opened the door, poked her head in, and asked if we knew that we had a bunch of kittens outside. And then she was gone.
So if you guys don't know about this case, this is the case of this mom here, Ashley Buzzard. Her daughter's just, nobody knows what the daughter is. But she made a trip all the way out to, I think it was Nebraska and back. So they're trying to find out where the daughter is. They arrested the mother on unrelated charges. Was it, I forget what the actual reason why they arrested her, but this case here is just really effed up, man. This is bizarro.
End quote. But then there's this.
And come to find out, there's a history of this going on in the family all the way back to when the mom was young. So it keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Other key detail. The attendant says that Ashley got into a car with a woman with purple hair, late 20s to mid 30s. What? Could that have been Melody just looking older in a purple wig? Maybe. Or could it have been somebody involved in Melody's disappearance? And that wasn't the only lead popping up along that route. 20 minutes south of that gas station, the owner of the Bear Valley County store says the FBI showed up on October 25th after tracking what they believed was Ashley's phone to a cell tower at the intersection of SR 20 and US 89 beside their store. The owner says that the FBI agents wanted their
This case right here will break your brain, literally. This is just so, it's just so bizarre.
video footage. Sadly, as is often the case, the store only saves video for 2 weeks before it's gone. And the date they were looking for was past the 2-week mark. Still, another store manager says that agents told.
So I was right. This is a rental car place. This looks like Enterprise Rental right here. That's the green. So obviously they're there to get a rental car. She's smiling. That's Melody right there. She's smiling. This apparently is a wig. They're both wearing wigs here. I think we know that now. This wig she looks kind of like she wants to be Fleetwood Mac, what's her face? Wannabe here. This is just so strange. It's so weird.
Her they think Ashley used cash most of the way along the route that she took, which would leave fewer digital breadcrumbs and a trail that is turning colder by the hour. But when you look at these new details alongside what we already know,
Yes, how can I forget Stevie Nicks? So we pulled this up last couple weeks here. This is the route she probably would have taken, although there's another one kind of this way here. Who knows? She could have gone this way, but they have her phone pinging around here somewhere. This is just so it's bizarre. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the girl's still alive too. I'm putting that pretty high, like 80%. But the reason under this, the underlying reason to this thing here is, I think my personal, I think the mom is either psychologically, I don't want to say crazy, but I think she might have been fearing for her daughter. So she kind of went somewhere to tuck her away for a while because of the threat or something like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me why. I definitely think she knows where the daughter is.
a multi-state road trip in a rental car, returning without Melody October 10th, swapping out the license plates at least twice while en route, and swapping out the wigs that she and Melody were wearing on that trip. It's looking more and more likely that the missing girl could be in Utah. I'm joined now by Jason Jensen. He's a private eye in Utah with over 20 years of experience.
I know they have, last week they said that there was family on the dad's side. I think it was on the dad's side that was living along that route somewhere towards the western part of Utah. So,
who's been following this case very closely. Jason, thanks for being here tonight. Let me ask you this. As a private eye, you see things differently than a lot of us do. Is there something that jumps out to you about the list of everything that I just laid out regarding this Utah trip?
Very fascinating, Ashley, and I think you did a great job spelling it out for us. And the thing that really stands out to me is the timeline that you narrated there is, if she's spotted there in Utah near Junction having this conversation with gas station attendants, and then is back on the 10th, it takes a good 10 hours, 11 hours to make that trek. So
it's got to feel like forever. I'm trying to pull that up now. The was it Santa Ana? No, it was I forget now.
Wherever this exchange or whatever happened to Melody is really close in that proximity, within a couple hours at best.
So I want to let our audience know that because of the work you do, you were able to get the license plate of the rental car and then find that car and get a photograph of it. And I think we've got the photographs. Let me ask my control room to pop that car up on the screen. This would be the first time that I've seen any visual representation of this vehicle. This is the exact car, Jason?
That is the exact car. As you can see, that's the license plate that they've shared with the media. So this isn't a facsimile with the plate number superimposed. That is.
All right, hold on a second here. Nobody with legal custody or in that family asked for the cops' help. How does that teacher have so much power? It's not making sense. Yeah. And some type of trust set up. I wonder if there was a big life insurance payout and some type of trust set up. Possibly. Hold on one second here. Let me, what the hell am I doing? Right here. Okay, sorry. I want to get this map up here. I just put in San Diego because that's going to be pretty close. Santa Barbara. I think it was Santa Barbara here. But this is long. This is far, right? This takes forever. But you know, this is a long. but I'm assuming that they got her all over the place here with cell phone pings, cell phone towers, all of that stuff there. So I know I have the map somewhere stored somewhere, but it's not like I'm going to be able to find it right this very second. So
actually the car. So if there was damage, you'd see it. That's where it advantages us to actually.
Especially on the undercarriage of this car. Like if there was any type of off-roading here, you'd probably see this. These cars, you get too close to these cars are really low profile here, and these bumper fenders come off really and break really quick.
Actually see the vehicle. So which vehicle, model it is and what it looks like, and if there's any damage, kind of rims they have. So it's very helpful to find a vehicle when it's involved in a missing person case or a cold case, so that people, when you share with the.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that it might be. I don't know. Someone was right about me over an hour ago. I'm spicy. Yep. Farmer, have you seen Car? No. I think it was Santa Barbara. I just forgot the exact. I'm pretty sure it was Santa Barbara. I mean,
they can see what we see, what we know, and maybe they can recall something unique about the trip and unique about the vehicle and call the attention to law enforcement.
So frustrating though, because as I look at that car, although I'm sort of transfixed by finally seeing this vehicle, I also feel like
you're not going to go off-roading with this car. It's just not going to happen without damage to it. There'd be a significant amount of damage to one of these under bumpers here, or there'd be dirt all over the place underneath the frame of this car.
it's so nondescript that I can't imagine anybody even remembering it. Even so, it's on the screen. If you have seen this vehicle, if there's anything about this vehicle that stands out to you, especially along the route that we've been telling you, Colorado-Utah border for sure, around Junction. But gosh, Jason, that's a tough one. A white Chevy Malibu, there have got to be just thousands and thousands of them on the road.
That is one of the problems. But, what's unique about it is it's got California.
Yeah, I know the New York State license plate is kind of strange too, but she had all predetermined this. I just think that there's either something wrong with her, the mom, or I think that she felt like the daughter was in danger and she wanted to get her the hell out of there. Now, whether that was warranted or not, I don't know, but I think that's what's going on here.
Tags, or if there was a swap with New York tags seen in a rural area of Utah, it's going to stand out.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Folks from New York and California, not often just scooting through in a Chevy Malibu. Not to say they don't, but it's just a little more unusual. So it's a good point. Okay, I've got to ask you. Go ahead.
Especially off the beaten track, because normally anyone traveling through Utah from California to Colorado is going to take the route I-50 north to Cove Fort and then travel east on I-70. So she took herself off the main corridor through Mountain Views, a scenic byway through Panguitch, and then through Junction, which then goes through Marysville and then reconnects to I-70. So this is a unique pathway.
Yeah, I'd be used to seeing maybe bigger vehicles, SUVs or campers or something else taking the scenic route. But, typical, is it a 4-door? I think it is, sedan. You're right. It might just register with someone. Oh, unusual. There's a California plate or a New York plate. Okay, real quickly, I only have a second left here, but she apparently using cash along the way. That's just got to be. I'm so frustrated, Jason, by this, because to me, if you're using cash, it means you're staying under the radar. If you're switching your wig, if you're switching your plates, you're trying to stay hidden. Why would this judge have let her out with an ankle monitor?
So I'm saying this seems to me like it was too pre-planned to be an unaliving. Like it was too thought out. Like she she almost thought of everything. She almost thought of disguising herself, disguising her, using cash. That's, pretty good idea if you don't want to leave a money trail, right? Cash. Doesn't seem like she was seen in a lot of places, just this one rental car place here, but it's just, to me, very well thought out. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is, she lives in California, right? So if she wanted to unalive her daughter, why not just do it there? I mean, she went from Santa Barbara, I think, pretty sure. And there's an ocean right there. I mean, if you're going to get rid of your daughter, why not do it there? To drive all the way over here, it just doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not saying it didn't happen. All right, so hold on a second. Let's go here. Let's get out of this here. Wait a second. Play the rest of this.
Well, that's what we don't know, right? Just because the court ruled on that, the state has a right to object if this was a request by a would-be defendant, or if time lapsed on them where the court had to release them. Either way, it's on their own accord. If it was designed that way, maybe they want her to flee somewhere to.
She's right here. So daughter can just say, "Help me! I'm being like."
And lead police where to look next.
Jason Jensen, good to have you. Looking forward to the next visit. I hope you'll come back again.
All right, so let's see here. Hold on a second. This was done 2 days ago. Let's do this one here. Okay. Share this here, then we'll move on to something else. Okay, so this is her being released from jail. Melody Buzzard's grandmother outraged as Ashley Buzzard returns home. So, paternal. So this is the father's mother, right? No?
For weeks now, the missing 9-year-old girl, Melody Buzzard, boy, has there been a development there. This little face with the $1 million smile has been in our thoughts for over a month now. And as it turns out, we've got something to tell you about her mother. Sadly, we do not know where Melody Buzzard is tonight, nor who, if anybody, may have tucked her in at bedtime. We don't even know whether the little 9-year-old girl ate dinner tonight. And frankly, we don't know if she's even still alive. And it's been a month and 3 days since she was last seen.
So paternal, so I always get those two mixed up. So the paternal is the father side. Just saying. Anyone can take the child out of school and drop them off with a friend or family. Exactly. It's nobody's business. I think someone with connections wants custody. That's what I think.
Her mother, Ashley Buzzard, hasn't given so much as a clue as to where her little girl might be, at least not to the police. She hasn't even begged the news cameras to help find little Melody safe and sound. But we do know where Ashley is. She just returned home an hour ago to her little home in Lompoc, California, just up the coast from Santa Barbara. She had been away since Friday, as you may well know, in jail on false imprisonment charges, a charge that was incredibly mysterious at first because it didn't have to do with Melody. And now it just seems incredibly weird. Earlier today, she was in court to face that charge, minus the signature wig, and this is what she looks like. Her own hair is curly and cropped fairly short, almost unrecognizable. But this is how she appeared before the judge today. No wig, pleading not guilty to false imprisonment. And then, quite a surprise, because she was held with no bond, she was sent home with an ankle monitor. Take a look at her left ankle. You can see it there. And the wig is back. A few hours later, this was the picture of Ashley.
Well, she technically haven't done anything wrong. I mean, if it's a law thing, she hasn't, done anything wrong technically.
Buzzard again leaving court. Yeah. So Ashley is also prohibited from having any weapons, and she can't make any contact with her alleged victim, who in this case is a man named Tyler Brewer, a local paralegal whom she allegedly imprisoned in her home. Mr. Brewer spoke to our team even before he went public yesterday on social media, and he told our Nancy Liu that he's an acquaintance of Ashley Buzzard's, and he'd been trying to help Ashley find Melody. He says he went to Ashley's home last Thursday and that Ashley became
Yes, she definitely needs a lawyer, and I'm pretty sure she's got one. But I think Tyler is the father.
quote, visibly distressed after sharing information that she'd apparently wished she had not. Mr. Brewer says that Ashley told him her daughter Melody was dropped off in Utah, and says Ashley even identified the person with whom that child was supposedly left. But he says given Ashley's mental health issues, he's really not sure if she was even telling the truth at that point. In his now deleted Facebook post, Mr. Brewer said in Ashley's rage, she, quote, produced a box cutter. And despite multiple requests to be allowed to exit the home, I was not
Honestly, I could probably figure that out, but it's brain fried right now with this case.
immediately permitted to leave. He told Nancy Liu that Ashley kept shutting her eyes and making fists and engaged several locks on her door. Her mental health issues have been no secret, especially to the family. Melody's paternal grandmother told our team today that she actually started trying to get custody of that little girl, custody of Melody, years ago, but clearly was unable to. We do have
See that the paternal grandmother is I don't know if I'm not gonna say I don't like people too much on here, but I don't know if I'm gonna trust her either, because that's the father's mother. So that's the what she just said, that she's been trying to get custody of this kid
of
for a
that little
while.
girl, custody of Melody years ago, but clearly was unable to. We do have this video, however. You can see this exclusive video. This is from the year 2020. And just note how detached little Melody's mother, Ashley, seems to be. Right back then, Melody was just 4 years old, and Grandma was filming and making all sorts of fun jokes, but Mom wasn't doing much. I'm going to stop here and bring in Nancy Liu, who's been working this story nonstop, and she is live in Lompoc, out in front of Ashley Buzzard's home. So, Nancy, just about an hour ago, you've been keeping watch, and there was activity at the home. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, we saw Ashley Buzzard when she returned here. She was dropped off in that minivan with two Santa Barbara County workers. She walked inside. She had that long wig on, and it's almost like it's like a cloak for her or something. She's hiding behind all that hair, but she walked in, didn't say a word. Of course, we're yelling, where's Melody? Do you have any comment? She had said absolutely nothing. We saw that ankle monitor on her left leg. So she walked inside, she locked the door. We've seen no activity inside. There is a light on in the living room area, but we've seen no activities inside. So she's definitely in hiding, and the neighbors are all on watch, waiting to see if there's any activity at this home, and we have not seen anything. So we shall see if she ventures out in the days ahead. But for now, she is home, and she seems to be in hiding, Ashley.
I am shocked that she was allowed out, even with that ankle monitor on her left. She's wearing the tight pants, but you can see the left ankle has that monitor, because she was held since Friday on no bond. They wouldn't even let her out on bond. She had to cool her heels in jail over the weekend. So do we know whether this home is supposed to be her house arrest location? Because she didn't go straight from court to her home. There have been many hours where no one knew where she was.
Yeah, she was gone for about 3 hours. We saw her leaving the jail. It took a while to do the paperwork to get her outfitted with that GPS monitor. We don't know where they went for about 3 hours. We thought they'd be coming straight here to Lompoc, so we don't know if they went to do more procedural stuff while she's out. For this pretrial. Her pretrial hearing is coming up next week. So, yeah, we don't know where she went for 3 hours, but we do know she is now home. And she's going to be back in court, though, in Lompoc. She'll be in the Superior Court here instead of up in Santa Maria.
Well, we're looking at KTLA's video, and now you can really get, for the first time ever, a clear look at her face. We've not been able to see her face before this close up because it's always been grainy surveillance video or, shots taken at a distance from neighbors who've watched her unusual behavior with moving boxes, etc., ripping down the missing person posters that were put on her front lawn about missing Melody, her daughter. But now we can definitely see what she looks like with and without that wig. So I am curious about the court argument today, how she's out with an ankle monitor, because her, prosecutors said that she's a flight risk. I mean, we don't know where her daughter is. Did they even bring that up in court today?
Maybe they want her to flight risk. Maybe they want her. I mean, it's always possible that they didn't put a monitor on her because they're what. If they suspect her for unaliving her child, they're probably on her 24/7. Just my opinion, but
Yes,
there's nothing illegal about wearing a wig.
they did bring that up. The prosecutors brought that up. But first off, in court, I think everyone in that courtroom, Ashley, we were all so taken aback by how she looked because we didn't know if she'd be coming out with her wig on or not. But we have to go to that video of her in court with her natural hair. It's short. It's very curly. For the most part, she's walking out there, but for the most part, throughout the proceeding, she had her hands clasped in front of her. She looked down much of the time. She only mumbled good morning to the judge after a lot of prompting. The not guilty plea was entered on her behalf. She's assigned a public defender. You see him next to her. He stressed that Ashley, she has no criminal history and that the complaint, this false imprisonment complaint, that it's a non-violent complaint. But the prosecutor countered, saying the alleged crime involved a box cutter, also noting that Ashley Buzzard has, very questionable recent behavior. There's the road trip linked.
I mean, what would you put the percentage of people, especially Americans, that carry a box cutter of some sort on them at all times, right? I know people do for work, people do for safety, or just, I mean, a box cutter or something like I carried around a Swiss Army knife for years. It was a great tool just in case I needed, so I'm assuming that number is fairly high, like at least 20%, I would think.
To the disappearance of Melody. Melody is still missing, but the judge did allow that supervised release with the GPS monitoring. And again, we saw when she was released from the jail, she had that long hair wig.
It kind of looks like she's she doesn't want any eye contact with anybody. I don't blame her. It's just weird. It's a weird case.
Back on, and she really seems to be behind her hair. And even as we're,
I'll tell you what,
yelling, where's
Nancy,
Melody?
that wig is not just a fashion statement. She was switching wigs on that trip. When she went back and forth on a 3-day road trip, returning without that child, she was switching wigs. It's not a fashion statement. We're not being catty. The wig matters in this story. It's evidence and it's an issue. Not only that, she was switching license plates, which means she's trying to evade detection. I cannot believe.
Yeah, like or breaking boxes and stuff like that too. So Those box cutters come in handy. I know people used to wear them on their belt, right? Like, and then 9/11 happened, and I don't know. After that, it's kind of a little weird. But people carry those things around all the time. It's I don't think that's unusual.
The judge didn't feel that she was a flight risk, and I really hope that they don't regret this decision to let her out, with an ankle monitor.
And that's the consensus around here, Ashley, but she's going to be under a microscope in this neighborhood. Everyone is aware that she is back home. They're going to be watching this house like hawks. And, she has that ankle monitor on, and they will know her whereabouts. And, it will be, pretty daring should she try anything. But, there are plenty of relatives also with a vested interest in this, and they're also keeping tabs on her, Ashley.
So talk to me about the relatives. Were there relatives who showed up for her court appearance today?
Yeah, quite a few relatives on the paternal side of the family. Melody's paternal grandmother was there, Lily Dennis. I got a chance to chat with her at court. And, she talked a bit about the history of knowing Ashley, always knowing that she's been, a strange and different person who seemed unbalanced. But she was very angry, like you, that the judge allowed.
I mean, I think it's kind of I don't think that's a very good character issue, not character trait for the paternal grandmother to be saying that stuff right now, right? Like, to be slamming the daughter-in-law or the mother of your grandchild is probably not. I don't like the grandmother very much at all in this. I don't think that's a good thing to be doing. That's just my opinion.
Ashley to leave and be under supervised release. And she said she didn't even recognize Ashley Buzzard in court. But take a listen to what Grandma had to say.
They let her go, and they didn't even write anything about the baby missing on that was that prosecutor. Yeah, so I'm really mad. Honest to God, I don't understand the law. She's been like this all her life. She has a record being in the Looney Hospital in Camarillo twice. What else is what are they doing? I knew that she was an old lady. I knew ever since the first time I met her. I knew something was wrong with her.
Okay, so
I think she's loony myself, personal. Hold on, I gotta play this again. This is funny shit, man. I'd be running from this lady too, to be honest with you.
In the Looney Hospital in Camarillo twice. What else what are they doing? I knew that she was an old lady. I knew ever since the first time I met her. I knew something was wrong with her.
Okay, so Grandma's not only angry, she's worried. I mean, her primary focus is Melody. She wants.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying. That's. I don't know that woman to me. I got to play this again because this woman here, I'd be running from her too, honestly.
Grandma had to say.
That's the father. So, she's obviously going to have an issue with the daughter-in-law anyways, but to be saying this stuff now when your granddaughter's missing, I mean, why would you be saying this?
They let her go, and they didn't even write anything about the baby missing on that was that prosecutor. Yeah, so I'm really mad. Honest to God, I don't understand the law. She's been like this all her life. She has a record being in the Looney Hospital in Camarillo twice.
What a bitch. I'll give you a loony bin. Look at these earrings. Oh.
What are they doing? I knew that she was an old lady. I knew ever since the first time I met her. I knew something was wrong.
Funny.
Okay, so grandma's not only angry, she's worried. I mean, her primary focus is Melody. She wants to find Melody. Like much of the country, where is Melody? She has to be out there somewhere.
Well, then say that. Don't say loony bin when you're wearing, like 50s earrings. It's just, I don't like her at all. I don't know what's going on in this whole thing, so I can't really collapse on her too much, but it's just a strange dynamic here.
And, they're trying
No.
to keep hope and positivity alive.
Boy, I'll say the primary focus is finding the little girl. At this point, let's all hope that she's okay and that this woman, disappears from all of our lives. But
I have to ask my lawyer if she can tell the lawyer where the daughter is, and if the lawyer has a right to tell law enforcement, or has the obligation to tell law enforcement, or if, I don't know, like it just, for instance, she's hiding the child from some Karen, right? And she tells her lawyer, I wonder if, I don't know how that works.
but I'll tell you what, if she does appear, there's going to be some issue with who's going to care for this little girl, because this woman has displayed some of the most bizarre, intransigent behavior. But excellent work, Nancy.
Ashley,
Great. Thank you so much for this.
Custody
Yeah, real
battle
quick.
has been underway. A custody battle has been underway with the paternal relatives, and that may factor in all of this, and why, Ashley has been trying to shield Melody and take
Well,
her.
there you go. It's right there. It's right there in front of everybody's face. I mean, it's a custody battle. Of course, she's trying to keep her daughter. I mean, I don't know, man. This sounds kind of strange here. This is right, like.
A custody battle has been underway with the paternal relatives, and that may factor in all of this, and
There you go.
why, Ashley has been trying to shield Melody.
Run, 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 bro. That's what it's. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's probably yeah. All right, I'll keep an eye on that anyways. All right, so I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here soon. So I got a couple of things I got to play here. I do want to play this here. There's a couple of these cases that have been going around. I do want to play this too, though, because this is pretty horribly sad here. This is, hold on a second here. Let me share this really quick. I hope she sues the hell out of everybody too. I hope, you gotta be careful with your kids, man, because, All right, so this is, I posted this too on my community post. This minor was missing for days and days and days, and they finally found him. Just sad case here. I know this is not true crime related, but it is what it is. So let's play this here really quick. It's just awful.
We begin with this here at noon. The search for a missing Nicholas County minor has come to a devastating end. The body of Steve Lipscomb, who was just 42 years old and a father of two from Elkview, was found about 7:30 this morning. It had been more than 5 days after workers at the Rolling Thunder mine struck an unexpected pocket of water that flooded the mine. The mine's owner, Alpha Metallurgical Resources, says that Lipscomb was last seen ensuring his crew of 17 made it out safely. We have team coverage from Nicholas County this afternoon, where news just broke there hours ago. Our reporter Bob Aaron joins us live from the Rolling Thunder mine entrance, and Hannah Klein just spoke with community members who have been watching this unfold all week long. Bob, let's start with you today.
Well, Steve Lipscomb is being described as a hero, trying to save the rest of the crew. As the foreman, when what's described as an inflow of water came through. Now, this morning around 6 o'clock, the dewatering process, which has involved millions of gallons of water, and efforts have been going on since Saturday, was completed to a point where mine rescue crews could get in there, and they
Actually did follow this for a while. You know, you always hope for the best, but usually when it comes to stuff like this, it's not going to be good news.
discovered his body around 7:40 this morning. A very, very rough day for the men and women involved in this rescue effort that has been going on now for about a week. Very, very difficult. The veteran miner described as a hero. He was the foreman on the shift. He was trying to get his crew out, making sure that everyone had gotten out safely, and he did not make it out himself. We heard from the governor earlier this morning. He broke the news to.
So that's that. It just sucks. It's he literally died, probably a hero, trying to get other people out of there. Just sucks. Hold on one second. I do want to play. What am I doing? Share screen. We want to play this one here. And then I got one more thing to do, and then we're going to get out of here. All right. So this is a forensic evidence. This was done 2 days ago. Virginia State Police are expected to announce Friday that a fourth unaliving is connected to a former Northern Neck resident who died in 2017. So it links this fourth unaliving case. And from this information here, I was able to do a little bit of research for the Alcala thing. So here's this.
Breaking news update involving the Colonial Parkway serial murders from the 1980s.
10 on Your Side has learned officials are connecting another homicide to the deceased man recently named as the suspect in several other cases. It's a story we've been following for decades.
And 10 on Your Side's Andy Fox has been on top of that story since it broke, and he joins us now with these breaking new details. Andy.
Yeah, Tom and Aisha, 10 on Your Side has extensively covered this story. And we have always thought Lori Ann Powell could be one of the Colonial Parkway murders due to the timing of when it happened, the location to the other victims. And today, that was confirmed. Lori Ann Powell's mother, Joanne Compton, from an interview years ago.
Wasn't supposed to happen. She's supposed to be here with us.
Lori Ann Powell went missing on March 8, 1988. She was found floating in the James River on April 2nd, 1988. This is the fourth victim tied to Alan Wilmer Sr. Back in January of 2024, state police said DNA tied Wilmer to the deaths of David Knobling and Robin Edwards, who were killed at Ragged Island Wildlife Refuge on the James River in September 1987. His DNA also connected him to the murder of Teresa Howe in Hampton in July 1989. Both Robin Edwards and Teresa Howe have been sexually assaulted, and that connected the dots back to Wilmer. Forensic evidence now ties him to Lori Ann Powell. Her body recovered April 2nd, 1988, near Craney Island, which is in the James River, near Ragged.
Have a good night, buddy. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Farmer's awesome. Check out Farmer's page. He's awesome. Great to see Farmer in here always. Got one more story after this one, and then we're going to get out of here.
Island, where Knobling and Edwards were killed in 1987.
People have no idea the pain, and all we've become is more angry, more mad, more upset.
I've known that family for many years. Since our last report, Virginia State Police issued a media advisory about the press conference tomorrow. We are all hoping tonight that Powell's family finds peace with this news. They've always told me, Andy, don't mention the word closure, because there is no closure.
It sucks. Yeah, it's a terrible thing. There's no such thing as that for sure. And they're probably going to link more people to this guy here for sure. But I got, I always seem to get detracted from what I'm following. And then all of a sudden I follow these other cases and it gets, there's just too many of them. All right. So I do want to play this here because last year was actually the anniversary. I think it was on the 10th. And it was on the 10th. I think it was on the 10th. and I know this is not true crime related either, but this happened last week here. And I was going to do something last live on this. I just ran out of time, so I want to do this too. So 50 years ago, I think it was it on the 10th? I'm pretty sure. So an exhibition underway through December 1st at the Milwaukee School of Engineering's Grumman Museum commemorates the 50th anniversary of the wreck of Edmund. So those of us alive who remember this, I think I was 7 back in I think it was 75. Anyways, the legend lives on 50 years later, includes photograph models, memorabilia, as well as paintings commissioned by the ships. So this ship went down in Lake Superior in 1975. Everybody on board, 29, I think it was 29, got out alive. So this is, we'll play this here and then we'll get out of here. But I just wanted to, do something about this because that's something I've been following for a long time.
The tragedy struck about 50 years ago, November 10th, 1975.
An exhibition underway through December 1st at the Milwaukee School of Engineering's Grumman Museum.
It's Dandy Linus is in here. It's good to see Dandy Linus for sure. Hope you're well. Yep, Farmer's awesome. New serial killer. So here we go.
Commemorates tomorrow's 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on 50 years later, includes photographs, models, memorabilia, as well as paintings commissioned by the ship's namesake, the late Northwestern Mutual president and chairman Edmund Fitzgerald, who came from a long line of sea captains. Museum director and curator James Kieselberg says the Fitz was not only the biggest and fastest, but also the most luxurious ore freighter on the Great Lakes at the time of its launch.
You know, they had a private suite on the vessel that Mr. and Mrs. Fitzgerald would use. They would also offer that it was available to their friends and colleagues and associates, and folks could book passage on the ship. It had.
I was 2 years old in 1975. That's the year I drove my walker down the stairs. I've been looking up ever since. That's funny shit. I remember this only because I remember my parents walking in saying, because 2 years before this, Jim Croce died. And then I remember them saying about this ship here. I'm like, well, what's an Edmund Fitzgerald?
Had a penthouse apartment in it, and it was just beautiful. I mean, as far as appointments go in 1957, luxury all the way.
Eight of the 29 men lost that November 10th night on Lake Superior were from Wisconsin, including Milwaukeean.
I'll take a look at that, Paula, for sure.
Oliver Buck Champeau. A half-century later, Champeau's daughter continues to honor his memory with photos and artwork at her Waukesha County home, by attending annual memorial services, and as I learned in our Sunday morning spotlight, by sharing her story with a New York Times best-selling author.
So hello there.
I bought this a week ago.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Among the 160 people who packed Boswell Book Company last month to hear from author John Bacon.
But it's not nearly as scary as the waves on the Great Lakes. And make it out too.
And have him sign a copy of his new book, Gales of November, the untold story of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
We just found out that we hit number 6 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Was someone whose name appears in the book.
Young lady.
How are you? Oh, it's good to see you.
An only child, a daddy's girl, grateful for placing her trust in an award-winning journalist and author.
This is my story. It's my dad's story.
Exactly. Who shared her family's story of heartbreak and resilience.
But you know what you did? You told the truth.
Compassionately.
You told the truth.
And correctly. For Deborah Champeau, life took a sudden and tragic.
I don't think they'll ever know the truth to this. I still don't think they know exactly what happened. There's few theories, but I don't think, and I think a lot of the family just doesn't want anything to be known either. So that doesn't help. But It's a terrible tragedy. Yeah, and the song, if the song didn't come out, nobody would ever remember this at all.
Tragic turn 50 years ago when her name was called over the loudspeaker at Milwaukee Pius XI High School.
Deborah Shampoo, come to the office.
Deborah Shampoo, come to the office. And the only message I had is your mother called. You need to go home now.
An air and sea search is continuing for possible survivors of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
The next day, when the Coast Guard announced the chances of finding any survivors were, quote, pretty hopeless, Deborah ran to a church where she taught catechism to seek comfort, guidance, and answers from a priest.
I was just distraught. I just, like, why can you explain to me how so violently my dad was taken? I don't understand. I can't find the faith in me to be in a good place with this.
Of course I've got.
Nicknamed Buck, 41-year-old Oliver Shampoo was a career cargo ship mariner who, despite long trips to distant ports, maintained close family ties.
Go out to dinner and, just talk about, my grades. And it was all focused on me, not me asking him questions about where were you or how was that trip?
The Fitzgerald's final fateful voyage was in fact Shampoo's first trip aboard this famous freighter.
I also see one of your messages written on your t-shirt. Gone but not forgotten.
Never forgotten. And that's been my goal from never forgotten. One poem that I wrote when I was 17 after all this happened, and it was put in the Milwaukee Journal, was, I want my dad remembered.
Yeah, it was November 10th, 1975. Okay, right there.
Don't want him to be forgotten. And that's why I'm here. I don't want him forgotten. And I want him remembered. He was a good man and a good father. And I loved him and I miss him today, 50 years later. Where's the closure? I don't have it.
I cared about them. I cared about.
I don't think they found any of the bodies. I think they found one body and that was it. I could be wrong about that.
The stories they're telling me, the people they're talking about.
For his book, John Bacon interviewed Deb and other surviving family members, plus former crew members, to share the untold human toll of the disaster.
So these are the stories that will break your heart, but also reminds us these are human beings. It's not a number. It's not just 29. These people had lives attached.
Frederick J. Beecher, Porter.
Bacon.
I think this is where they were headed, Whitefish Bay, right? I think this is what this is.
We'll join Deborah and others tomorrow for a memorial service at Whitefish Point. The Cape, located at the northeastern tip of Michigan's UP, is 17 miles from where the mighty Fitz and its crew lie at the bottom of the Big Great Sea, or Gitchagumi, the Ojibwe name for Lake Superior.
Yeah, I think they found. I know there's been a lot of drama with the families and not having they've tried to dive to find the victims and stuff like that, but I think the families have kind of put a squash to that. The soul never dies.
Popularized in Gordon Lightfoot's haunting ballad, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I'll probably have to edit that. All right, so let's see here. Actually, I think I have 30 seconds.
You were only a year out of high school when Gordon Lightfoot's song was released. How did that affect you when you heard it on the radio?
I couldn't listen to it. It was eerie to me.
Look at this radio. Huh. You don't see those. That's the 1975 version of a boombox right there. And that was the shit, right, with the antenna.
However, in the years before his death in 2023, Lightfoot had forged a friendship with Deborah and other families. He sent them letters, signed artwork, attended memorial services, supported their efforts to protect the wreckage site, and advocated for improved.
Okay, thank you, Paula. Thank you for that. Boston Christian's still here.
Maritime safety.
I kind of grew to really love Gordon Lightfoot. And then eventually, I would say maybe 2 years down the line, listen to it and then kind of appreciated what he's saying from his heart.
This is our last chance to
do it.
To tell it.
Shampo also appreciates the work Bacon has done humanizing this oft-told story. Like the final words radioed from the ship's captain that stormy night, now, 50 years later, the families indeed are holding their own.
That is their motto. We are holding our own. Thank you for trusting me. And I'm glad you feel good about it. That means everything to me.
You know it.
I'll sleep well tonight. I'm in.
All right. So that's it. I just wanted to play that. LOL, Nurse Nancy. My mom used to say that. All right, so that's it. That's it for me. I'm going to get out of here soon. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. Boston Christian, you're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Boston Christian's amazing. We got Paula Fitzhenry. She's what keeps me going. She makes sure that I am doing the live. Paula's awesome. Unindicted Co-Conspirator, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you being here. I really appreciate all new people coming in tonight. Any support I can get, the better, but it's not recommended. It's not. I don't expect it, but you guys are awesome. Jenny 8675309 was in here. It's always good to see Jenny in here. Jenny's amazing too. I did see Dandy Lioness was in here. I hope Dandy Lioness is doing well. She's amazing. I gotta be careful how I say this. Duckin' Felonies was in here. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Hope you like a wrench. Chuck was in here. Chuck, thanks. Let me know about that time for the floor thing. Nicole Watt was in here. Nicole Watt's awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole Watt. Appreciate you staying up for this here. Because I know it's late. I come on late at night. I don't expect there to be a ton of freaking people here. I haven't seen Charlotte around either for a long time. I hope Charlotte's doing well. And yep, there's Dandy right there. We got Mustang's been in here. Thank you, Mustang, very much for coming in. Appreciate it. I know Southern Gal was in here. I probably put her to sleep. Southern Gal's amazing. She's got arguably the greatest channel ever. Shibby was in here. Thank you for all the support, Shibby. I appreciate it. Thank you for kicking people over here. Let's see here. Farmer was in here. Farmer's got a great channel, does great work. Farmer's an amazing person. Hope Farmer's doing well. I know JP was in here. I know Big Fish was in here. I know Carol was in here. Carol's awesome. Dino was in here. Dino's great. Let's see here. I know that Gretchen was in here. I always miss a certain amount of people, so I try to. Also, people who watch in a replay. I know there's a lot of people who watch in a replay, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Let's see here. If I don't get to people, sorry about that. I can't only scroll up so much here in the chat. There was a lot of newer people in here. Appreciate that too. Let's see here. I'm trying to get to everybody here. I'm missing some people here. Anyways, V was in here. Thank you so much, V, for coming in. Appreciate it. Who else was in here? I know Lisa Joe was in here. I always forget to say Lisa Joe. I didn't see Tracy tonight either. I hope Tracy's okay. Peggy O was in here. Peggy O's got a great channel. Try to get over there as much as possible. A lot of great channels, a lot of great people. And I'll be the first person to tell you that you don't have to agree with everybody on everything. Opinions are awesome. But let's see here. All right, I think that's going to do it. I think we're going to get out of here. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry. I hate doing this because I can't scroll up all the way to the top. I should write all these things down, but I don't. I say that every week and I don't. All right, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. I hope everybody has a great week. Whatever you guys do, don't die. And we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe. Let me play my outro and I get the hell out of here. Whoops. All right, I'm going to get out of here. And you guys have a great week. We'll see you next time.